West Delaware football is on the air from Lyle Linebaugh Field in Independence, Iowa. It's the West Delaware Hawks and the Independence Mustangs. Good evening, everybody. Along with my partners Aaron Pleen and Bill Logan, this is Jamie Vasky and Aaron. For the Hawks coming into tonight, they know that they're in the playoffs with just 2 games left, but they still want to keep that perfect season alive. But for these Independence Mustangs, a big win last week put them in a position to get that 4th spot in this district. A win for the much improved Mustangs tonight would definitely secure that playoff berth.
Well, absolutely, Jamie. And we talk about with the Hawks all the improvement that they try and see throughout the year. Independence has been one of those teams that has improved a considerable amount over the last 6-7 weeks. So the Hawks are going to have their hands full tonight. It's a jazz crowd tonight. The stands are packed. It's senior night, parents' night. So the Hawks are going to have their hands full, but if they come out and play the way we know they can, they should be able to come out with a good win tonight.
Well, the West Delaware Hawks enter tonight's game with a 7-0 record, 4-0 in district play after a 60-27 victory over Central DeWitt last Friday night. Head coach Doug Winkowich is in his 11th season here at West Delaware. He's the all-time wins leader with a record of 85-29. He has led the Hawks to 6 playoff appearances and a runner-up finish in 2005. This Hawks team has shown great balance on both offense and defense this season. Last week was the first time all season this Hawk defense has given up more than 20 points the entire year. They've outscored their opponents 285-80. On the offensive side of the ball, the Hawks are 3rd best in the entire state in total offense and 2nd in scoring in Class 3A. Individual, the Hawks have someone leading 9 of the 15 statistical categories and district number 3.
Absolutely, Jamie. And the Hawks, Independence has got their hands full tonight with this balanced offense for the Hawks. You know, we've seen them throw the ball well. We've seen them run it well. And, you know, that all starts with Brent Lammers, the quarterback. And, you know, he comes in tonight ranked 13th in Class 3A in passing yards and one of the top in total offense. So hopefully Brent can get it going early and get some momentum going on that Hawks side of the field.
The Mustangs are 4-3 overall. They're 3-2 in district play after a 16-14 win last week against Charles City. Head coach Brandon Cruzy is in his 3rd season here at Independence. He's 11-14 in his time with the Mustangs. Overall, he is 73-52 in 13 seasons. He spent time at North Tama, where led the Red Hawks to 5 playoff appearances and a runner-up finish in 08. He then spent 3 seasons at Grundy Center and led them to 1 playoff appearances. They've been ball hawks all season, Aaron. They've had 17 turnovers. They've forced 17 turnovers on the season. You can see that they're starting to buy into this system of Coach Cruzy.
Absolutely, and they're being advantageous. You know, they know that they don't got a ton of weapons on the offensive side of the ball, but you know, they're creating turnovers and then they're capitalizing on those. So that's a sign of a team that's looking to take every advantage that they can.
Bill Logan down on the sideline. Bill, these Hawks look charged. They're ready to go. They are going to kick to start this ball game, Bill, and a big game here tonight in this rivalry with the Hawks and the Independence Mustangs. You got us down there, Bill? Well, we can't hear Bill, right?
I'm down here squeezing the referees again. Pardon me, I'm down here doing my job here on the sideline. Pre-game. Yeah, they're ready to go down here. They know that this is Independent Super Bowl week as far as they're concerned. You know, they could win this game tonight. They could work their way into the playoffs, and that's what their goal was at the beginning of the year. But Hawks want to keep that 0 in that L column and come out here and fire it up right off the bat. So Hawks are going to kick off here and have the wind in the 1st quarter. So they want to come out here and play some smash-mouth football right off the bat.
Brent Lammers will kick off for the Hawks here as he's going to kick this one deep. It's going to be taken at the 1-yard line by the Mustangs. That is going to be Mason Scott. He's going to bring it out near the 20-yard line down to the 19. He's coming up and making the stop for the Hawks is going to be Alex Reitz. West Delaware has had 19 playoff appearances. They had a state title in 1991. They're 23-18 in the playoffs. Independence 1 playoff appearance. They are 0-1 in that playoff appearance. They last meeting was September 20th last year in Manchester with the Hawks winning 55-13 as the Mustangs will come set. Nicholas Holt, the quarterback for Independence, is behind him. In the backfield is Jake Jewell. The give here is to Jewell. He's going to go off left side, and he's going to pick up about 5 yards there. Excuse me, that is Jake Jewell on the carry. as Drew Cole's going to come up and make the stop for the Hawks. Bennett Cole on the stop for West Delaware, as that's going to be a gain of 5 there. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Just underway here, first quarter between the Hawks and the Mustangs. As the Mustangs will come set again under center, I formation. Behind Holt is Jewell and Chase Straw. Straw's going to bust free, and he's going to carry out for a Mustang first down out to the 34-yard line before he's brought down by Brent Lammers. That's going to be good for an Independence first down, the first of the game here by either team. An 8-yard gain there for Straw. It'll be 1st and 10 Mustangs as the ball's marked at their own 33-yard line.
And it's really going to be key, Jamie. Whoever wins the battle in the trenches, both lines are going to be key for both the Hawks and Independence. And in these first 2 plays, Independence has gotten a pretty good push here.
As Nicholas Holt comes set, he's going to hand off to the first man through. This is Jewell, as he's going to be wrapped up. Ball's on the ground, and I believe the Hawks have it. As they do, as they've got it at their own 40-yard line. As not sure who picked up that ball for West Delaware, but it's going to be 1st and 10 Hawks at the Independence 40-yard line. The give was to Jewell. He got wrapped up after a gain of a couple, and as he was spinning to the ground, he lost that football, and the Hawks will recover and take over 1st and 10 at the Mustang 40-yard line.
We talked about turnovers early on, Jamie, with the Independence being in the plus column or plus side of the turnover ratio this year, and this time the Hawks jump on one early and get good field position. Hopefully they can turn this into some points.
So the Hawks will come set. Again, on the offense for West Delaware here tonight, as still no Coy Russell. I'm sure he's listening at home. Glad to have you along, Coy, as we get you here. As Lammers is going to throw, there's a penalty marker down. He's looking for puts in the end zone. That pass falls incomplete as he was tightly covered, but a holding penalty, or excuse me, a penalty marker in the backfield. It is holding against the Hawks, so we'll back that up. It'll be 1st and long upcoming for West Delaware. So our first penalty of the game is going to go against the Hawks. Austin Bishop in at running back for West Delaware. As the Hawks also come set, as Putz was out there as a wide receiver. Max Ridenauer into the game, as is John Nagel.
Holding penalty, 10 yards from the
and
spot.
Trent Curley in there as well for West Delaware.
Excuse me, first down, 22.
So we'll get the rest of that Hawks starting lineup here for you. As the Hawks will come set, they send Bishop in motion. They fake to him. Lammers keeps it himself. He's going to fight across midfield as they had it at their own 48-yard line. He's going to carry it across to the Independence 49-yard line. So a gain of 2 yards there, 3 yards there for Brent Lammers as the front line for the West Delaware Hawks. Colin Weber, Adam Newhouse, Ryan Solomon, Austin Monahan, and Colin Brown. Of course, we mentioned Bishop, Curley, Ridenauer, and Putz in there as the fake to Curley there on the end around. There's a penalty marker down. There's 2 penalty markers down now as Lammers is going to keep it himself. He's got it at the 45-40, crosses in. He's going to pick up he's going to pick up a first down, but there are 2 penalty markers down on the field here. There was one about 10 yards from the line of scrimmage, and then there was one behind the line of scrimmage, so we'll see what the result of that is, as our officials have a short conference there, and our referee will give us the call. It's going to be holding against the Hawks, holding against the Mustangs. Those penalties will offset, and I believe we'll probably replay the down. It'll bring up 2nd down and 19 here for the Hawks. 10 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Still scoreless as the Mustangs on their first drive fumbled. As the Mustangs fumbled on their first drive, it was recovered by the Hawks at the Mustang 40-yard line. And the Hawks are currently back at the Mustang 49-yard line. So the Hawks will come set once again. Lammers, shotgun formation. Standing next to him is Austin Bishop. 3 receivers to the left. John Nagel split out far to the right side as the Hawks go from our right to left. Lammers looks to throw. He hits Ridenauer at the 47-yard line. He's going to carry forward up to the 44-yard line where he's going to be brought down. A gain of 5 there. It'll bring up 3rd down and 14 here for the Hawks. So Hawks still looking for that big play as they're going to have it 3rd down and 14.
But I like the check down by Brent there. You know, he waited. Independence has done a good job early on of putting some pressure on him. He dumped it down to Max, picked up a reasonable 4 or 5 yards. Now puts him in a potential, 3rd and 14.
Shotgun formation. Lammers looks to throw on 3rd and long. Now he's going to step out to the right, still looking to throw. Throws it downfield, looking for Nagel in the end zone. It's going to be. He actually had Curley behind Nagel. It hit right off the chest of Trent Curley, right off the numbers, and that's going to fall incomplete. It'll be 4th and 14 upcoming for the Hawks. Great coverage out there by the Mustangs as Nicholas Holt was there on the coverage in the end zone.
And Brent threw that off 1 foot about 45 yards into the middle of the end zone, and it looked like he may have had some room to run there if he wanted to take that option, but unfortunately for the Hawks, it fell incomplete, and we got a 4th down here, 4th and 14. So kind of an interesting situation too, Jamie. It's at the Independence 44. So we've seen Brent back up and punt. Looks like it's probably what he's going to be doing.
He will back up and punt it away. Nobody deep for the Mustangs as Lammers gets set to punt. He looks like he may throw as he's waiting. Now he is going to throw, and he looks for Nagel, and it's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by the Mustangs, Drew Davis. He's going to bring it back right at midfield, and he's finally going to be brought down. Austin Monahan's going to bring him down as they will have it right at midfield. An interception by Drew Davis. That's his 4th of the season as they bring it back to midfield. It'll be 1st and 10 Mustangs as Lammers, I think if they'd have brought pressure, he'd have punted that away, but he was just waiting for something to come open. He threw it. He overshot the intended receiver, Nagel, and right into the arms of Drew Davis. So the Mustangs will get going on their 2nd drive of this game as they take over with 9:06 left to go in this first quarter, still scoreless. The give is to Chase Straw up the middle. He crosses midfield into West Delaware territory before he's going to be brought down out there by Kyle McGrain as he's going to bring it up to the 47-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and 7, a gain of 3 there for Chase Straw.
And both teams, Jamie, now have traded turnovers, and you can tell there's a lot of juice flowing on the field right now. And hopefully the Hawks can kind of just weather this first quarter. Don't build themselves into a hole or anything like that. Let the emotions kind of play out a little bit, and then once things settle, hopefully the Hawks can start getting into their game here.
Shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers available for Nick Holt. He throws across. He's got a man out there. It's going to be caught at the West Delaware 40-yard line, and that's going to be caught by Spencer Pink, the 6'3", 140-pound junior for the Mustangs, and that's going to be good for a Mustang 1st down. On the defensive side for the Hawks, up front, John Nagel, Colin Brown, Adam Newhouse, and Kyle McGrain. Your linebackers are Bennett Cole, Colin Weber, and Ryan Solomon. Austin Bishop and Sam Maloney are your cornerbacks, and Brent Lammers and Max Ridenauer are your safeties. As this give again is to Straw, and he's going to pick up 7 yards here. Another good run there by Chase Straw as he's down to the West Delaware 32-yard line. As a pickup, they're going to give him 8 on that. It'll bring up 2nd down and 2 for Independence. 7:53 left to go in this first quarter. So the Mustangs able to move the ball here early on against the Hawks. Their first drive was a little skewed as they had a fumble on their 3rd play of that drive. But it'll bring up 2nd down and 2 here for the Mustangs as they send Straw. Now shotgun formation. Trips receivers to the right, one to the far side to the left of Holt. They're going to give to Straw up the middle. He's going to carry forward to the 31-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 1. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 1 here for the Mustangs. As in on the stop there for the Hawks, as that was Colin Brown on the stop for West Delaware. 3rd down and 1 as Independence brings in a tight end here. Is coming into the game for them as Nicholas Steger.
Yeah, and the Independence, Jamie, comes in with four guys that have rushed for over 225 yards on the season. So, and each of them are averaging anywhere between 4.5 and 5 yards. So
2 backs. The give is to Jake Jewell, and he's going to pick up enough for the 1st down as he's got it down to the West Delaware 27-yard line. Drew Cole's going to bring him down, but it's going to be good for a Mustang 1st down with 6:53 left to go in this first quarter. We're still scoreless here as the Mustangs here on their 2nd drive of the game. Maroon tops, gray pants, and maroon helmets for the Mustangs. Black pants, white tops, and black helmets for the Hawks. As the give is to Straw up the middle. He's going to be wrapped up first by Kyle McGrain. Brent Lammers comes up to finish him off at about the 25-yard line. That'll be a gain of 2 there by Chase Straw. Bring up 2nd down and 8. here with 6:25 left to go in this first quarter. Don't forget to stay tuned to KMCH after tonight's game for this week's area online and playback game of the week as Beckman takes on New Hampton. Join Kevin Shookman and Dan McLean on the call of that one right here. It's on right now on KMCH.com and following our game here, right here on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Holt looks to throw. He throws. It's going to be tipped away at the line as Kyle McGrain got his hands on it. Just about had an interception, but it falls to the ground. It'll bring up 3rd and 8 for Independence. 6:04 left to go first quarter.
Yeah, that's a tough pass, especially, Jamie, when you're talking about Kyle McGrain, who's 6'3", standing on that edge there. So Holt had to do a number there in order to get that ball through there. So, the Hawks now have the Mustangs here in a 3rd and 8. Relatively deep in Hawk territory. So big play here early on.
2 backs behind Nick Holt. He rolls to his left. He's going to throw it. Going to throw into the end zone. He's got a man wide open. Overshoots his intended receiver as he was looking in the end zone. As he was looking for Colin Butzloff out there. It was coverage out there by Austin Bishop. It'll be 4th and 8 here for the Mustangs. As we'll see what they do here is last week a field goal won the game for them against Charles City. As they were down 14-13, they got down to the 19-yard line and kicked a game-winning field goal to win that game 16-14. And they are going to go for it here. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and 1 man in the backfield. Shotgun formation for Nicholas Holt. He looks to throw, rolls out to his right. There's a penalty marker down, 2 penalty markers, and that's going to be almost intercepted as Austin Bishop looked like he had his hands on it. Ryan Solomon comes over and put a hand on it, knocked it away, but it's going to fall incomplete as there are 2 penalty markers down on the field here with 5:50 left to go in this first quarter and still a scoreless ball game. As our referee comes to make the call, holding against the Mustangs and pass interference against the Hawks. And it looks like we're going to replay the. I don't think we've seen that yet this year.
No.
We've seen it twice already in this first quarter of play, but we will replay the down. It'll be 4th and 8 upcoming for the Mustangs. They have it at the West Delaware 25-yard line.
It looks like that's an area where the Hawks hope to exploit, is getting hold on the run there a little bit. It doesn't look like he feels real comfortable throwing on the run.
Now Independence is on to attempt an extra point. This is Mark Thompson, or excuse me, not an extra point, a field goal.
Watch the fake.
This is going to be a 42-yard field goal for the Mustangs. The kick is up, and it's going to go way left as it bounced off the U of the Mustangs, starting at the left side of the end zone. And it's going to go wide left, and it'll remain 0-0. 5:47 left to go in this first quarter, and the Hawks will start their second drive of the ball game. As on the first drive, the Hawks got it down, 4th down. Lammers backed up to pass. Looked like he was going to punt it away, but he threw it and threw an interception to Drew Davis. Drew Davis, his 4th interception of the season for the Mustangs. Again, we mentioned in our pregame 17 forced turnovers by the Mustangs this year, whether it be by fumble or interception. As Drew Davis takes the team lead now with 4, Mason Scott had 3. As Lammers will come set. Pistol formation to give us to Bishop. He's going to fight up the middle. He's going to put his head down. He's going to pick up a couple before he's driven back there by the Mustangs. Didn't really have a hole, as coming up to make the stop for the Mustangs was Butzloff. Colin Butzloff, the 5'11", 180-pound junior for Independence. It's a 3-yard gain for Bishop, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 7 with 5:25 left to go in this first quarter. So it's kind of back and forth here so far to start this game as Lammers come set, shotgun formation. They send Putz in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Lammers keeps it himself. He's got some room at the 40, and now he's fumbled it but recovered it as that ball was moving out of the hands of Brent Lammers. He looked, and it was in the air, and he grabbed it, brings it down for a 1st down up to the Hawk 43-yard line. Good awareness there by Brent Lammers to grab that ball, bring it in, and just go down. But it's going to be at the 44-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, West Delaware. A nice run there by Brent Lammers.
Just what I was going to say, Jamie. It was great awareness by Brent there to realize the ball was kind of squirting loose, and he just, the ball fortunately was just sitting right there in his chest. He scooped it back up and went down.
Shotgun formation here for this is Ridenauer as they're going to give to Bishop off to the right side. He cuts back. He's going to pick up a couple before he's brought down as they're going to call him down. Nicholas Holt came away with the ball, but they are going to say he is down. as the give there was to Bishop. I didn't see if Brent Lammers went to the sideline. It looks like he did. Looks like they're looking at the legs of Brent Lammers over there on that far sideline as Max Ridenauer in at quarterback for now. 2nd down and 9 after a gain of 1 there by Bishop. 4:20 left to go in this first quarter. The Hawks have it at their own 45-yard line. Ridenauer comes set. He's going to send man in motion. Then he's going to fake the handoff to Putz and Bishop, and he's going to keep it himself. He's going to be dropped in the backfield back to the 43-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 2. Loss of 2 there will bring up 3rd down and 11 here for the Hawks. On that 2-yard loss there. As they're going to give it a 1-yard loss, back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 upcoming for the Hawks. 3:40 left to go as Ridenauer comes set. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Bishop in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Ridenauer looks to pass. He steps up and he's going to be dropped in the backfield back to their own 38-yard line. So the Hawks will face a 4th and long here upcoming. And backing up to punt, it looks like it's going to be Putz with 3:13 remaining in this first quarter. As it looks like Lammers has his left leg up. They're going to throw some ice on that. Not sure if he tweaked an ankle there. As a great punt by Putz. Backs the Mustang receiver back up to his own 15-yard line. This is Chase Straw. They did not call it. It is going to be brought down. Finally, Colin Brown is going to come up and make the stop as the Mustangs will take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line. It's a nice job there coming up and making that stop was Colin Brown. So 2:50 left to go here in this first quarter. The Mustangs will take over 1st and 10. They have it at their own 29-yard line. Still scoreless here between the Hawks and the Mustangs as Independence starts their 3rd drive of this ball game. They attempted a 42-yard field goal and missed wide left on their last attempt. They give us to Straw here. He gets tripped up in the backfield. Nice job there as Colin Weber comes up and makes the stop for a short gain. A gain of 1 there. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9. And Weber busted through and just tripped up the shoelaces there of Chase Straw. Brought him down. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9. They have it at their own 30-yard line.
Yeah, nice job by Colin there. He kind of came from behind and he just kind of swiped his hand and clipped the heels of Chase Straw and prevented any more damage there and just gave up the 1 yard. So great individual play by Colin Weber.
So Holt comes set, I formation. He rolls out to his left, looks to pass. That pass is going to be incomplete as he was looking for Bootsloff on the far side of the field. Trent Curley on the coverage for the Hawks, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
3rd down and 9.
Don't forget, find out what all the area coaches have to say about tonight's games tomorrow morning at 9 on the Coaches Corner with Kevin Shookman, only on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Of course, hear from the cross-country West Delaware cross-country coaches. Head volleyball coach Brett Mather and Bill Logan will catch up with West Delaware head football coach Doug Winkowicz. Again, that's tomorrow morning at 9 on Mix 94.7 KMCH. 3rd down and 9 for the Mustangs. 4 wide receivers to the far side of the field for the Mustangs. They're going to throw a screen pass. That ball is live. They were looking to a wide receiver pass. Passes away, and it's going to be thrown out of bounds as Bootsloff had to pick the first pass up from Holt off the ground. And he looked to throw it downfield, but looking for Straw, it goes out of bounds. It'll be 4th down and 9 for the Mustangs. They have it at their own 30. 1:59 left to go in this first quarter, and Dallin Putz deep to receive this punt for the Hawks.
And good job there by that defense of answering. You know, Independence kind of got a big stop there on West Delaware's last possession. West Delaware gets a good punt by Dallin Putz and then does a good job of going 3 and out. So Hawks get the ball back. Hopefully we can put something together here.
Game like this, you may have to win the battle of field position as Holt's punt is away, and Putz is going to pick it up back at his own 29-yard line. Looks like a block in the backup coming. It is, as Putz is going to return this one at the 50. He may return it all the way. He's got it at the 30, 25, cuts back at the 15 and falls down at the West Delaware 13-yard line. And it looks like he's slow to get up now, which would be very unfortunate for the Hawks because that thing's coming back anyway. Putz rolling around on the ground out there as he's at the 11-yard line.
We also have an injured Hawk on the field.
And Josiah Polito is checking out. Looks like the right leg of Dallin Putz. So while Putz gets taken care of, we'll see what this penalty is, and we'll get you back to action as the Hawks will take over 1st and 10. Not sure where it'll be. And we will take a break, our first break of the game, and come back as you're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. We went from just about not coming back in time to now the Hawks have called a timeout on us, along with in-studio producer Janelle Tucker, Jamie Baskey, Aaron Pleen, and Bill Logan back with you here from Lyle Lineball Field in Independence, Iowa. Bill Logan is down on the sidelines for us tonight. And Bill, so far we've seen a couple of Hawk injuries down there on that sideline. First we saw Brent Lammers come off the field, and now we've got Dallin Putz down on the field right now as well. As I think Bill's a little busy talking down there, so we'll catch up with Bill in just a little bit as we've got 1:40 left to go in this first quarter. It's 1st and 10 West Delaware. After the block and the back penalty, the Hawks will have it at their own 22-yard line as you see two Hawks over there on the bench as Brent Lammers with his left ankle up on the bench being iced, and Josiah Polito still working on that right leg of Dallin Putz. So the Hawks will start with it 1st and 10 here as Max Ridenauer is in at quarterback. Behind him, or two backs around him in the backfield, as one receiver split out to the right side as John Nagel and Austin Bishop are in the backfield with Ridenauer. Ridenauer takes the snap. The give is to Bishop. He's going to be wrapped up as Chase Straw. A lot of West Delaware fans recognize that move right there on the wrestling mat by Chase Straw. He came up and just attacked a double leg on Austin Bishop, and it's going to be dropped at the line, or going to be a 1-yard loss on the play. It'll bring up 1st down and 11. Still scoreless here between the Hawks and the Mustangs here in this first quarter as Ridenauer comes set. He's going to hand off to Bishop once again. He cuts back up the middle. He's going to pick up a nice gain. Nicholas Holt's going to bring him down at the 30-yard line. Be a nice gain there, gain of about 9 yards there, as Bishop will be about 3 yards short of that 1st down. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3. Nice job by Bishop there. As you know, we were mentioning, you really, in a game like this now, we've seen two big things. The way we've seen this game go, the battle of field position could be important as Ridenauer comes set again as he's going to give to Bishop up the middle. He's going to fight forward to about the 33, 34-yard line, and that'll be good for a West Delaware 1st down. So nice run there by Austin Bishop as the Hawks will have it 1st and 10, 35 seconds remaining in this first quarter, as the Hawks will have it 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
And I think the Hawks have the advantage on the front. It's just a matter of starting to wear Independence down a little bit.
So Ridenauer will come set. The give is to Bishop again. He's going to fight forward for about 4 yards as 20 seconds remain. Gain of 4 there will bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Hawks with 15 seconds left to go. They have it up to the Mustang 38-yard line. Let's see if the Hawks try to get one more play off here before this first quarter comes to an end. As Ridenauer directing traffic out there, they will not be able to do so, as that will do it for the first quarter. A scoreless first quarter here in Independence. Hawks and Mustangs tied at 0. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Back here to start the second quarter in Independence. The Hawks and Mustangs still tied as the give is to Bishop. He's going to bring it out to the 40 before he's wrapped up out there by the Mustangs. That's going to be Mason Scott on the stop for the Mustangs as he's got it up to the 40-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 2 yards there. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4 for West Delaware. As Ridenauer's still into the ball game, if you're just tuning in. Didn't see Brent Lammers get hurt, but he is on the sideline. He's getting ice on his left ankle. Dallin Putz on his big punt return came up, had to be helped off the field holding his right leg. So the Hawks will face a 3rd and 4 as Ridenauer looks to pass. He throws out to the left side. This is to Bishop, and that's going to be incomplete as they try to swing route to Bishop.
4th down and 4.
As that'll bring up 4th down and 4 as that pass falls incomplete. 11:18 left to go in this second quarter. And it's still scoreless, 0-0.
Well, you had Lammers was your punter to start the game, and then Putz backed him up, and now he's out. So it looks like Max is going to step back and must have been the initiated 3rd-string punter tonight.
Not sure if Max can punt, but we'll find out as Chase Straw drops back to receive this punt. As the snap is good, Reinauer gets this punt away, a high punt. A good punt, though, by Reinauer as it bounces at the 32. Straw picks it up at his own 27. He's going to avoid one hit, another hit by the Hawks, and he's finally going to be brought down as Adam Newhouse is going to bring Chase Straw down at about the 41-yard line. And now we have a Mustang slow to get up. Down on the field as that was Luke House, but he is up as he comes to the sideline, or excuse me, he does come to the sideline, so no injury there. As we come set, the Mustangs will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. As Nicholas Holt comes set under center, the junior quarterback for the Mustangs. As the Mustangs run option, he pitches it. He gets hit as he throws, and they pitch it out to Straw. He's going to lose a couple yards on that play. As Sam Maloney's going to come up to finish off Chase Straw there. Trent Curley, the initial hit out there for the Hawks on Chase Straw. It'll be a loss of 2. It'll bring up 2nd down and 12. 10:45 left to go in this second quarter. As the Mustangs will come break huddle here as Colin Busloff checks out of the ball game here for the Mustangs. I formation behind Nicholas Holt. 2 receivers split out, 1 each side. Holt looks to throw. Now he rolls to his left, throws to his right. Curley on the coverage, and that's going to be incomplete. Nice coverage out there by Curley as the intended receiver out there was Spencer Pink. Has great coverage out there by Curley as that's a jump ball. You never know if they're going to run into each other or who's going to make the contact going after that ball. Good job by Curley as that falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 12 for the Mustangs with 10:21 left to go in the second quarter.
Well, Trent did a good job there, Jamie, of turning around there at the last minute to show an effort to defend the ball. And, Holt kind of stopped. He was heading towards the near sideline here. He kind of stopped, then he looked far sideline. So good job by Trent to stay disciplined and taking the receiver going downfield.
This is an Independence team that likes to run the ball, so if you can stop that run, you put them in a spot they don't want to be in. As Holt looks to throw again, rolls right, throws downfield, as Curley's going to pick this one off. Intercepted by Trent Curley at the West Delaware 27-yard line, as he was the only one who saw it as he was looking for Spencer Pink down the sideline. Pink didn't know it was coming. Trent Curley did. He made an over-the-shoulder catch, and the Hawks will take over 1st and 10. Looking for Pink. He's their leading receiver on the season. 13 receptions for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns, but he didn't see that one coming. Trent Curley did, and he picks it off. The Hawks will take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
It almost looked like Pink gave up on it too, and Trent didn't, and he continued to play the ball like he did the last play, and this time he got the interception, and Hawks get the ball back now on their own 28 early on here in the second quarter. 9:57 to go, 0-0.
So Hawks will take over 1st and 10. As the training staff here for the Hawks tonight very busy as they kind of keep shifting from Lammers to Putz over there. Putz sitting on that sideline. Hopefully both of them can get back into this ball game here tonight as it's 1st and 10 for the Hawks. 10:15 left to go, second quarter. Shotgun formation for pistol formation as the ball is given off to Bishop, and that's going nowhere. That offensive front just not protecting right now for that Hawk running game. It's coming up, and making the stop for the Mustangs was Jason Grover for a loss of 1 on that play, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 11 for the Hawks. 9:54 left to go in the second quarter, and we're still scoreless here. As we had another score at the end of the first quarter, Beckman and New Hampton. That was our area online and playback game of the week, still scoreless after 1 quarter. As Kevin Shookman, Dan McClain on the call of that one. As Reinauer is going to take a high snap. He's going to keep it himself. He brings it out to the 40. He's going to pick up 3 yards on that play. And it'll bring up 3rd down here for West Delaware as Max Reinauer carries that one out. And bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Hawks.
Pickup of 3 on the play.
And this is a learning curve here, Aaron. We've seen Reinauer a couple times throughout the season, but right now it's just it's a case of you can still see these guys just trying to work together with Ridenour in the backfield as he looks to pass. He's going to pump fake. Now he's going to throw it downfield looking for Curley, and that ball is going to be caught by Trent Curley at the Mustang 20-yard line. He's going to be driven down at the 17. First and 10. Ridenour threw that ball up into double coverage. Curley comes down with it. It'll be first and 10 Hawks at the Mustang 18-yard line. What a catch by Trent Curley.
And Max just kind of reared back, and he gave it everything he had. And somehow, Trent got behind 2 or 3 of the Independence defenders, and Max had just enough to get it over their heads and into Trent's arms. And Hawks are in business now in the red zone. First and 10 at the Independence 18-yard line.
And we're going to have a penalty marker before the snap.
False start, Hawks.
And that's going to be false start against West Delaware. So back them up 5 yards.
I don't know, Jamie. I was watching the Independence coaching staff down here too, and they were not happy about something. I think they were thinking there was a hold back on that last play. But man, 2 or 3 of them were coming unglued there. So
Ridenour comes back set. As he stands alone, shotgun formation, he sends Curley in motion. The fake to Curley. Ridenour keeps it himself. He's going to maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. As he's not going to quite get back to the line of scrimmage. As no gain on that play for West Delaware. It'll bring up second down and 15, and Coach Winkowich wants a timeout. We'll take one as well. 8:11 left to go second quarter. Hawks and Mustangs still tied at 0. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Welcome back in as the Hawks and Mustangs out of the timeout here. 8:11 left to go in this second quarter. Second down and 15 for the Hawks. They have it at the Mustang 23-yard line. As Ridenour comes set, shotgun formation. He looks to throw as he's going to roll to his right now as he's under pressure. He's going to throw it into the end zone, and he's going to overshoot everybody as he throws this out of the back of the end zone. John Nagel and Trent Curley in the end zone for the Hawks as Nicholas Holt and Mason Scott on the coverage for the Mustangs. 8:03 left to go second quarter. And it'll be 3rd and 15 for the Hawks as Owen Ward checks into the game for the Hawks here as a receiver. Also checking in is Ryan Kelly. As Bishop will line up next to Ridenour. Shotgun formation. They're going to send 3 receivers to the right. Curley, Ward, and Kelly. John Nagel lines up on the far side of the field as Ridenour looks to pass. He hits Curley at the 27-yard line. Is going to be dropped back at the 25. It's going to be a loss of 2 there, and it'll bring up 4th and 17. 4th and 17 upcoming for the Hawks with 7:45 left to go in this second quarter. So the Hawks trying to figure things out here on the offensive side of the ball. They haven't really been able to get the running game going. And besides that big pass play from Ridenour to Curley, they haven't been able, the passing game hasn't been effective, but Ridenour will throw on 4th and 17. He rolls to his left, throws downfield, penalty marker down. That pass is going to be overshoots everybody. As looking for Curley. As Nicholas Holt on the coverage there for the Mustangs, as there's 2 penalty markers down on the field here for the Hawks. 7:20 left to go second quarter as our referee will come over. It's going to be personal foul.
Personal foul,
chop block. It's going to be against the Hawks. Don't forget, volleyball fans, we will have coverage for you. Womack volleyball next Tuesday. Next Tuesday we'll have West Delaware volleyball for you on the air, as that will be Womack bracket play at Mount Vernon. The Hawks starting at about 4 o'clock. The Hawks did a great job on the volleyball court this week as they swept Mount Vernon 3-0 on Tuesday night on Spike Out Cancer Night. And then they won 3 games last night over in Epworth as Nicholas Holt looks to throw, and now he's going to tuck it and run. Penalty markers on the field as he's going to be brought down out there at the 39-yard line, is brought down by Ridenour on that play. Again, the Hawks won 3 games in the WAMAC pool play last night over in Epworth. And, of course, yesterday was also the WAMAC conference meet at Clear Creek, Amana for the boys and girls cross-country teams. As we have those results for you as well as the girls. West Delaware girls finished in 10th place. Top runners were Jana Utter, finished in 17th place. Caitlin Pauls finished in 27th place. The boys, West Delaware boys, finishing in 13th place as they had a 48th place finish by Logan Riley. As the Mustangs will come set, it was a holding penalty against them, 1st and 17, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield. Nice job by the Hawk defense there as the ball was given off to the Mustangs, Jack Gorman, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield. Nice play by that Hawk defense there, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 17.
You know, Jamie, it's so difficult for opponents to do that stretch play or that pitch back to the running back. That defense does such a great job of flowing to the ball and stringing that stuff out that I don't remember that being successful at all against the Hawks this year. And there again, you know, a loss of 3. So hopefully the Hawks can keep pinning the Mustangs deeper and deeper into their own territory.
As the Mustangs will give off up the middle, a big hole there for Jake Jules. He's going to bring it back to about the original line of scrimmage as he's going to pick up about 9 yards there before he's brought down out there by Sam Maloney. It'll bring up 3rd down and 11 here for the Mustangs. 6 minutes remaining in this second quarter. And the Hawks and Mustangs still scoreless. I mean, tell you what, we've gone about a quarter and a half here, Aaron, with a scoreless ball game. You wouldn't think that in a rivalry game here with the Mustangs and the Hawks.
Well, no, not at all, Jamie. But when you take the players out of the lineup that the Hawks don't have tonight with a Russell and a Lammers, it's going to be a little tougher for the Hawks.
Allen Puts as well as Holt looks to throw, and he's going to be wrapped up. Originally wrapped up by Drew Cole, but Colin Weber, excuse me, that's Adam Newhouse is going to come in and finish him off. Bomber's going to come up and make the stop there, and it's going to be 4th down and about 13 for the Mustangs. As we do have a score update, Anamosa leading Union tonight.
4th down and 13.
In the first quarter in Anamosa, 7-0 the score of that one. So Anamosa still looking to.
Blue Raiders.
That's a non-district game tonight for the Blue Raiders. As we've got a penalty marker on the punt as Nicholas Holt was about to punt that one away. Penalty markers on the field. As we'll try to get some other scores up for you here. As we mentioned, Beckman and New Hampton were tied at 0 at the end of the first quarter. Don Bosco wins tonight 1-0 by a forfeit over Dunkerton. Edco trailing Lisbon tonight 27-7. That game in the second quarter. As we're back to action here, Nicholas Holt punts this one away. It's going to bounce at the 45-yard line, take a favorable Independence bounce, as it's going to be down to the West Delaware 26-yard line is where it's going to run out of bounds, and that's where the Hawks will start with it. 1st and 10. Try to get some more scores. See if there's any more scores for you here.
Hawk ball, 1st and 10 from their own 26.
As the Hawks will take over here, 1st and 10. Solon leading Western Dubuque tonight. That game in the first quarter, 14-0. The Spartans leading the Bobcats in that game in Epworth. As the Hawks will come back set. 4:45 left to go in this second quarter. And we're still scoreless. Again, we'll catch up at halftime with West Delaware freshman head coach Bob Morris. His team a tough loss tonight, 35-12, as the give is to Bishop. And he's going to break out of a pile. Looked like he was down, and Chase Straw is going to come up and make the stop up to the 31-yard line. A nice run there by Austin Bishop, the Independence coaching staff. I think they wanted him to blow that ball dead, as Bishop looked like he was stopped up. He's going to pick up 6 as he came out of that big pile of Mustangs. He'll pick up 6. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
And good job there by Austin. Just keep the legs moving. He didn't hear the whistle blow. He just kept things moving and probably gained an extra 4 yards by doing that.
Shotgun formation, that fake to Bishop. Ridenauer keeps it himself. He's got some room as he's up near the 45-yard line before he's brought down by Nick Holt. Up to the 46 is where he's going to be brought down, and that's good for a West Delaware 1st down. Nice run there by Max Ridenauer as he picks up the first down. We mentioned the freshman losing tonight 35-12. Last night, the West Delaware sophomores improved their record to 6-2 as they defeated Independence 44-13. That's a team with 2 wins last year. They've only had 2 losses so far this year. A very much improved West Delaware sophomore team, the future of West Delaware football, playing well this season. 3:50 left to go in this first half. Ridenauer comes set. They give us to Bishop. Penalty marker on the field.
Flag before the snap.
As we'll have a penalty marker. It's going to be a legal procedure against West Delaware. Some other area teams in action tonight. The top-ranked Wildcats of Maquoketa Valley are in Easton Valley tonight. Starmont is at Postville. We mentioned Edco hosting Lisbon, and East Buchanan and North Lynn are playing in Troy Mills tonight. Monticello is at Tipton, and of course Anamosa hosting Union. Beckman is at New Hampton, and Western Dubuque hosting Solon. 1st and 15. They give us to Bishop. Up the middle, he's got some room. 50, crosses midfield down to the Independence 47-yard line. A good run there by Bishop as he's going to be about just 3 yards short of the first down. It'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Hawks after that gain of 12. 3:10 left to go in the second quarter.
That's a mouthful, but yeah, great job by Austin finding the hole and taking it.
Hawks going with a quick snap there as they're going to fake the handoff to Bishop. Ridenauer's going to keep it himself. He's going to be swung down after a short gain. That's coming up to make the stop for the Mustangs was Austin Larkin, the sophomore. 3rd down and 2 upcoming for the Hawks. Like to see the Hawks punch one in here right before half just to kind of get that momentum as they will receive to start this second half.
Yeah.
But they'll have to face this 3rd down and 2 first. 3 receivers for Ridenauer. The give is to Bishop up the middle. He gets enough for the first down. Down to the Mustang 40-yard line where he's wrapped up out there by Bootslaw, but it's going to be good for West Delaware. First down as he's got it at the 40-yard line of the Mustangs. So the Hawks driving here late in the second quarter.
Yeah, the Hawk offense, Jamie, all year has leaned on Brent Lammers and Coy Russell, and now with those 2 out, now it's time. It's offensive line's turn to kind of take control of the game a little bit here and get a good push and help Austin and Max out, and they've been doing that so far here in this drive in particular.
And the Mustangs are going to take their first time out of the game. We will take one as well and come right back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back into Independence, and we're a little behind, but we've missed a lot as the give on 1st and 10 to Austin Bishop. He was fighting off defenders, and the ball popped out of his hands and right into the hands of Nicholas Holt back at about the Independence 35-yard line, and Nicholas Holt returns it all the way for a Mustang touchdown. I believe Bill's standing at the 40. That's about where that happened, I'm guessing. So a 60-yard touchdown run or return on the fumble by Nicholas Holt. As again, those fumbles, those opportunistic plays by this Mustang defense, their 19th turnover forced turnover on the season, and they lead it 6-0. The extra point try here by Mark Thompson is good, and the Mustangs lead it 7-0 with 2:06 left to go in this second quarter. We'll take another break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Welcome back into Independence. The Mustangs lead it 7-0 here over the Hawks after the 60-yard fumble recovery for touchdown by Nicholas Holt. And that is where we stand as the Mustangs will kick off here. As kicking off is Mark Thompson for Independence, and his kick is away. It's going to be taken at the 10-yard line. That's going to be Trent Curley as he's got it at the 25, cuts the corner. He's got it at the 40, and he's going to be run out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. Nice return there by Trent Curley as that not really a drive to talk about as the Hawks were driving late in this second quarter. The give was to Bishop. He ran out to the right side. He got hit by one defender. The ball popped out of his hands and right into the hands of Nicholas Holt, who returned it 60 yards for the Independence touchdown. And that's our first score of the game as the Mustangs lead it 7-0 here with a 1:59 left to go in this second quarter as the Hawks will come back out on offense again. We heard from Bill Logan during our last break. Brent Lammers has taken his pads off as I believe a high ankle sprain or something with his high upper ankle will keep him out of the rest of this game as the give is to Bishop on 1st and 10, and that will be a gain of 2 for the Hawks there. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8 as they have it at their own 40-yard line.
And you really, Jamie, now at this point, the Hawks, need to find a way to make a play here. Who's going to step up? Is it going to be Max Ridenau or Austin Bishop, Trent Curley? We saw Max to Trent on a long pass play earlier, so who's going to step up and make a play here and get the Hawks even with the Mustangs?
As Ridenauer comes set, fakes the handoff to Bishop. He's going to keep it himself. He rolls out to the right, and he's going to be upended by Chase Straw. Hit hard and dropped to the ground is Max Ridenauer, and he's slow to get up as he gains a yard there up to the 41-yard line. As Ridenauer's slow to get up, but he is, and he's heading back to the huddle here. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Hawks as they have it at their own 42-yard line, with 1 minute remaining in this second quarter. As the Hawks will come set, shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the right, John Nagel and Trent Curley, and 2 to the left, Owen Ward and Ryan Kelly. As Ridenauer will throw, quick pass across middle. He's got John Nagel out there across midfield down to the Mustang 45-yard line. Nice pitch and catch there from Ridenauer to Nagel, and the Hawks have a 1st and 10 at the Mustang 45-yard line. 44 seconds remain in this second quarter.
Great job by Max to trust Nagel to be there in that seam there, and Max threw a perfect pass and hit Nagel in the numbers, and Hawks moving the ball again.
The pitch to Bishop off to the left side. He's got it. He's going to bring it up to the 41-yard line of Independence. A gain of 4 there. Clock continuing to run. The Hawks with just 1 timeout left to go in this first half, and they will use it here as a gain of 4 by Austin Bishop there will make it 2nd and 6. The Iowa Hawkeyes, they play the Maryland Terrapins tomorrow. I believe it's a turtle. Correct?
I think so.
I think it's actually an edible turtle. You can eat them. That's what Swisher was telling me this week.
Well,
so an
John
edible
would know.
John would know. I think he looked it up to rub it in Bill's face or something like that. But that's a 11 o'clock kickoff tomorrow in Maryland as the Hawks and the Terrapins go at it. You can hear the pregame just in progress after the Coach's Corner tomorrow morning. Again, 11 o'clock kickoff. We'll make our predictions for that game at the conclusion of this one here tonight. Hopefully we can walk away tonight with a Hawk victory and walk away with a Hawk victory tomorrow in Maryland.
Yeah, absolutely, Jamie. It's the Hawks for tonight, though, are in a battle right now. They're locked up, Independence up 7-0 on the turnover, the fumble recovery by Nicholas Holt. So hopefully the West Delaware Hawks can find some magic here in these last 25 seconds of the half.
Well, Ridenauer, shotgun formation, 3 receivers to his right. He looks to pass on 2nd down and 6. Now he's going to roll out to his left. He's going to tuck it away. He's going to pick up enough for the 1st down and run out of bounds at the Independence 35-yard line. So a nice run there by Max Ridenauer. Good decision. Nothing open downfield. He got enough for the 1st down and ran out of bounds to stop that clock. It'll be 1st and 10 West Delaware at the Mustang 35-yard line. 17 seconds remaining in this second quarter.
And you got to figure, at the very worst, the Hawks want to get out of here down 7-0. Hope maybe they can get a touchdown here. If not, they are going to receive the second half kickoff. So there is that positive spin on this.
Ridenauer looks to throw here. 15 seconds remain. He's still looking. Going to throw it away. Throws it into the end zone. Looking for Curley. Curley goes up, and that ball, is that going to be intercepted?
Nope.
Going to call it out of bounds. As coming up with that one, just about had an interception, was Nicholas Holt, as he's all over the place tonight. As that pass falls incomplete, it'll bring up second down, third down, third and 6. Or 2nd down and 10. We just got the 1st down. That's right. 2nd down and 10 upcoming for the Hawks with 8 seconds remaining in this second quarter. So Ridenauer stands alone, shotgun formation. Owen Ward split out here to the near side of the field, as is Trent Curley. 1 receiver to the far side, that's Bishop. Now Ridenauer running over to his right, rolling out. He's going to throw that ball downfield. Undershoots the intended receiver, Owen Ward, there as Ward was standing at about the 17-yard line. Ridenauer, short pass there, falls in front of Ward. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10. 0.9 seconds left on this clock, and the Mustangs leading 7-0. So an interesting first half of this ball game here. With the Mustangs, we've said in our pregame they're very opportunistic on the defensive side of the ball. 19 forced turnovers now on the season, as Ridenauer will throw last play of the first half. They've got a screen set up to Curley. He's got it at the 33. He's going to bring it out to about the 20-yard line of Independence, where he's brought down, and that is going to do it for our first half of play. Independence leads it here 7-0 here on their last home game of the season. We will take a break, come back. We'll catch up with Bob Morris, the freshman football coach for West Delaware. We'll go through the Hawks and the NCAAs and then get you back here. We'll talk to Bill Logan and get his first half stats and then get you back for the second half. Right after this, you're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back in here in Independence, Lyle Linebaugh Field. It's halftime. The Mustangs leading the Hawks 7-0 here. As we are joined by West Delaware freshman head coach Bob Morris. And Coach, I tell you what, a tough one tonight. You guys lost that game 35-12, and it was, you knew coming in, that's a very physical freshman football team from Independence, and they showed it tonight. You know, they just they overpowered us in some situations, and you know the way that game started off, you guys were back and forth, and you actually were up 6-0 to start that game, but Independence really just flexed their muscles the rest of the game and the rest of the way out.
Yeah, offensively coming over here, we thought we could do some things and did run the ball pretty good early. With the wind the way it was early in the game, it kind of took away our passing situations that we wanted to kind of get into. And then as far as defensively, they just kept running that dive behind the big fullback, and it was a little tough for us to get low enough to slow that down. And we're really doing okay yet in the first half until right before halftime, and they got that score in there to make it 23-8, kind of put us, or 6, put us in a tough spot. And then to start the second half, we had the turnover down there in the short field, and they punched another one in. And then it was just kind of battle back and forth. They got our score, and we got our score.
Yeah, just and really, you would think it was a tough game. You were seeing progress throughout the season, and that's what you like to see. You had a battle last week against DeWitt, losing that one 44-42. You know, and that's what you see. You've seen progress throughout this team throughout this entire season. Just a tough Independence team tonight. Yeah,
it's certainly a group that needs to mature and keep getting a little more physical. Do a nice job showing up in the weight room. We'll get a little more intense with that and continue to get stronger. The DeWitt game put a lot of points on the board, and just have a little trouble in some spots on defense where they'd get a big score or get a touchdown to kind of put us behind the 8 ball a little bit. And then as far as Independence tonight, they really have a nice freshman team. Work hard. Brian Lockren does a nice job with them, and we had good competition. That's what you want. We'll keep getting better, and we'll finish up here with Decorah at home. It's another good outfit, a good team. As far as I know, they haven't been beaten yet, so we'll prepare for them and just keep getting better.
And one of the good things is, as you mentioned, that progress is you went through this last year, just winning 2 games in that season last year with this year's sophomores. But what it does is it gets these, I don't think people understand, you may not have a winning season, but it gets these kids ready and lets them know what high school football is about. And, you know, you go in the ups and downs. You have a shootout last week and then come in here and you kind of get your tails handed to you.
Yeah.
But that's what it's about. They're learning about what high school football's about.
Certainly, we've had groups that have started out early and won a lot of games, and then the last couple of years where it's a little more teaching and kind of growing up and getting out there, and opponents are getting better, and there's a lot of good teams out there, a lot of good freshman bunches. So we're proud of what the kids are doing. We're certainly much more than wins and losses at the freshman and sophomore level, and Coach Becker and Coach Finn and myself and Coach Warden work together and continue to try to get these guys better so they can get out here on Friday nights and play this late game. And certainly a tough game here tonight, and we'll try to turn around the second half.
Well, I tell you what, a prime example of what a year can do is that group that you had last year. And you can tell the kids this year, look at what getting into the weight room, just maturing a little bit can
That's
do.
right.
As last year you guys had 2 wins and they're 6-2 this season. So that's just staying with it and getting in the weight room and buying into the system.
You bet. It's certainly congratulations to the sophomores, doing a great job. A lot of those kids have recommitted and doing a nice job there. We get them a little help with a couple of the freshmen, to fill in some spots, and just that year of the weight room, getting used to the system, continue to work hard, and it's all a progression from the 7th, 8th grade and from us, and keep moving them up, and we're all about the varsity in the end and getting to the Dome and playing that last game.
That's right. Well, Coach, thanks for joining us. Tough one tonight, but we will talk to you next week at home against Decorah.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jamie.
West Delaware freshman head coach Bob Morris here at halftime. Independence leads West Delaware 7-0. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Welcome back into Lyle Lineball Field here in Independence, Iowa, as we take this time to check out some former West Delaware Hawks in the NCAA level and also talk about some big games tomorrow. In the world of college football tomorrow in the state of Iowa, of course, we mentioned the Iowa Hawkeyes taking on Maryland tomorrow at College Park, Maryland. That's an 11 o'clock kickoff. The Hawks and the Terrapins will make our predictions as Aaron won last week by just an offensive outburst. I'm still not sure how that happened last week as we were sitting together and we knew one more touchdown and you were going to get the win, and you got it. So on the season, Aaron has predicted 2 games correctly. Bill is sitting there at the bottom with 1, and I have 3, those 3 in a row. So we got to try to change it up this week. I got to get back on my winning ways. The Iowa State Cyclones are they're at Texas, in Austin, Texas tomorrow. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff as they will take on the Longhorns. A big win last week for the Cyclones as they won 37-30 on homecoming against Toledo. The UNI Panthers last week were victorious 27-16 against South Dakota as they run their record to 3-3 now. Adam Reth, a 2013 graduate, in that game had 1 tackle. That's 8 total tackles on the season for Adam Reth, 4 tackles for loss. The Panthers will host South Dakota State for Family Weekend in the Unidome, a 4 o'clock kickoff there. Coe College and Wartburg College went at it last Saturday in Cedar Rapids as the Wartburg Knights come into Cedar Rapids and shut out the Coe Hawks 43-0 to make the Coe Hawks record 2-3 overall, 1-1 in the Iowa Conference. Sam Lahr in that game had 18 carries for 79 yards, 1 reception for 3 yards. On the season, Sam Lahr 100 carries for 493 yards and 6 touchdowns, 15 receptions for 156 yards and a touchdown. Brandon Domeyer in that game had 12 carries for 83 yards and 1 touchdown. That raises his season totals to 77 carries, 407 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Michael Bulkey in that game went 1 for 2 in field goals. He made from 25, missed from 35, and he went 4 for 6 on extra points. He's now 3 for 6 on field goals with a long of 33 on the season, 23 of 27 on extra points. The Upper Iowa Peacocks losing this last weekend as they lost to Southwest Minnesota State University, 28-25, an upset, you would call it, on Upper Iowa last weekend, but making their record 5-1 now for the Peacocks. Trey McTaggart with a good game, 2 receptions, 31 yards. He had a 91-yard punt return for a touchdown to tie that game at 7. On the season, Trey has 15 receptions, 143 yards, and 1 touchdown. 8 punt returns, 131 yards, and a touchdown. Again, Cole Stephen, a 2012 graduate, as well as McTaggart, a 2012 graduate, had 2 tackles in that game, raises his season total to 25 total tackles and 1 tackle for loss. Cameron McCrow, a 2014 graduate of West Delaware, also at Upper Iowa. Grandview, where we've got Jack Curley and Brandon Becker. Curley, a 2013 graduate of West Delaware. Becker, a 2011 graduate. They defeated Olivet Nazarene University last weekend, 32-2 the final score in that one, to raise their record to 5-1. Tomorrow they are at Trinity International University in Deerfield, Illinois. That's a 1 o'clock kickoff for the Grandview Vikings. And in Ellsworth, Timmy Tutton, last weekend, Timmy Tutton is at Ellsworth, a 2014 graduate of West Delaware. They were victorious 30-13 last weekend, make their record 2-4 overall, 0-1 in conference play. They will host Independence Community College tomorrow at Ellsworth. And that is a look at our former Hawks in the NCAA level. We're here at halftime in Independence. The Mustangs leading the Hawks 7-0. We'll take a look at some other scores from around the area as Maquoketa Valley leading 42-6 to start the third quarter against Easton Valley. Union leading Anamosa in the second quarter 14-7 the score in that one. As Charles City leading Decorah 20-0. That game in the second quarter. That was the second quarter score in that one. As we take a look, Central DeWitt leading 28-14 over Maquoketa. That game in the second quarter. Lisbon leading Edco 27-7. That's a second quarter score. Take a look at some more scores here. Dubuque Wahlert leading Marion 10-8. That is a second quarter score. Northland leading East Buchanan 8-6. That game in the second quarter. At halftime, Beckman leading New Hampton 7-0. And we take a look down a little farther here. Solon at halftime leading Western Dubuque 35-0. We'll take a break, come back. We'll catch up with Bill Logan, get his halftime stats, kind of get a feel of what the locker room's like there for the West Delaware Hawks. And we will be right back with your second half. Independence leads at 7-0. We'll take a break, come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Welcome back in to Lyle Linebaugh Field here in Independence. Jamie Vaskey, Aaron Pleen, and Bill Logan with you. And Bill Logan is down on the sideline. And Bill, for the Hawks, you know, for what they've lost so far in this game, they're still right in it.
Well, it's a kind of an exciting game in a way. In fact, the Hawks are down 7-0, but give a shout out to Corey Russell sitting at home listening tonight. You take him out of the offense, you take your quarterback, your starting quarterback, starting punter out of the kicker out of the lineup, take about 3,000 yards out of the offense, and you know, the Hawks are going to have to scratch here the second half and try to figure out something that we can make work here. Offensively for the Hawks in the first half, not too bad actually. 24 rushes for 94 yards. Bishop with 51 on 14 carries. 5 out of 12 passing with 1 interception, 80 yards. So 174 yards on a team that's averaging over 450. You know, so a little under where they need to be, but you got the two major cogs in that that are not playing tonight. But defensively, you just can't say enough about what the Hawks defense have done here tonight. Independence, 13 carries for 41 yards, 1 out of 7 passing with 1 interception for 8 yards, 49 yards of offense in the first half, 2 of those in the second quarter. So Hawks have done a good job of scouting them, figuring out what they need to do to stop the offense. Now the Hawks got to get their offense going a little bit more and get some points on the board here. I
know you were talking to us off the air. Why don't you let our listeners know the status of our 2 big injuries tonight?
2 big injuries tonight. Checked on them at halftime. Neither one of them are going to play the second half. Dallin Putt's limping a little bit. You know, I'm not sure his status. You know, for next week. You know, he's limping pretty good, and it's a knee, and you just don't know about knees. You know, you can see Brent Lammers just walking right by me here, and he's walking almost normal because if you'd ask him, he's coming back in. But he's not. And that just shows you the heart that he's got. He wants to be out there fighting like a warrior. And it's an ankle sprain on the top of his foot. You know, and you know, unless something weird happens, he should be back next week and ready to go. So, you know, just take the night off, let it rest. You know, we need him for the rest of the season and not necessarily tonight. So Max Ridenauer's done a nice job coming in, and he's going to have a big task ahead of him here in the second half.
Well, Bill, I know you're not the honorary captain this week, but good things happened when you were, so why don't you just become the honorary captain down there tonight, buddy?
Well, if they let me take control, I definitely would.
All right. Well,
I'm not bashful that way.
Have a good second half, buddy boy.
Yep, you too, guys.
As we get you set for the second half, the Mustangs will kick off to the Hawks to start this second half. Trent Curley deep to receive for West Delaware. Kicking off for the Mustangs is going to be Mark Thompson, the junior kicker for Independence, as we will get things kicked off here in the second half. Again, Independence, this is a big game for them. They pull out a win here. They should secure a playoff spot here tonight, as depends on that tiebreaker, I guess, because Charles City leading Decorah right now in that ball game, as this kick is going to be taken up at the 35-yard line by the Hawks. As I believe, it was one of the upmen that brought that ball back for the Hawks, brings it up to the 35-yard line, and that's where the Hawks will start with it here, 1st and 10.
Not sure there on that kickoff, Jamie, what that was. He kicked it short, and it wasn't advanced more than maybe 5 yards, but still, nonetheless, Hawks actually on the 36-yard line. So the Hawks with pretty good field position here to start this second half.
So Ridenauer will come back in here at quarterback as he comes set in the pistol formation. Behind him is Austin Bishop. So I tell you what, Bishop is a hard runner himself. They got to try to get that offensive line working for him, as they're going to hand off to the left side to Bishop, as Colin Bootsloff is going to come up and make the stop for the Mustangs. So, you know, I know that Coy Russell's out, Brent Lammers is out, but that offensive line still has to protect just like they would for those two. and get this offense moving, because the running game really hasn't been there so far. They've had a couple big plays, but hasn't been the same rushing game that we've seen from the Hawks.
No, not when we're used to seeing the Hawks average 6-7 yards a carry, and they're coming out averaging just under 4. So, yeah, that offensive line, that's going to be the key this second half.
Ridenauer fakes a handoff to Bishop, and he's going to carry forward up to the 39-yard line. That'll be a gain of 2. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7 here. Just underway in our third quarter, the Mustangs leading 7-0. Maquoketa Valley at the end of the third quarter leading Easton Valley 56-6. Continuous clock there at Easton Valley tonight in that ball game. So that game should be over real quickly here, as it's going to be 3rd down and 6 upcoming for the Hawks. Give Ridenauer 3 on that play. 10:45 left to go in this third quarter. Shotgun formation for the Hawks. Ridenauer looks to pass. He looks across the middle. There's a penalty marker down. Illegal procedure against the Hawks. So not what you really wanted to do there. You went from a 3rd and 6 to a 3rd and 11. With Max Ridenauer into the ball game here as he looked to pass. He had some time back there. Of course, the whistles had stopped, but that's what it's going to take, is Max just getting more comfortable in that backfield, looking to throw the ball.
Yeah, when your reps, Jamie, are in game action, or after the game's been decided or whatnot, it's hard to get into a flow. And now Max is kind of thrown into the fire here, and we've seen him do good things behind center, so hopefully he can pick up some of those and get moving.
He looks to throw on 3rd down. He's gonna tuck it away, and he's gonna be dropped back at the 30-yard line. Loss of 4 there is gonna bring up 3rd down and 15 for the Hawks, as there's 10 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Again, Independence leading 7-0 here in this ball game, and the Hawks will be forced to punt it away here, as Ridenauer will do the punting duties. As you mentioned, the 2 guys that have gone down are your top 2 punters for the Hawks so far here tonight. So Ridenauer will do the duties here. As the snap is good, the punt is away. Nice punt by Max. This is going to be taken by Chase Straw. Fumbled at his own 34, and a missed tackle there by the Hawks back at the 30. Now Straw trying to get to the outside. He's going to bring it up to the 40, up to the 41-yard line, where he's finally going to be brought down out there by the Hawks. As coming up to make that stop for West Delaware was Colin Weber, and the Mustangs will take over 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. So the Hawks, as Bill mentioned, have a long road ahead of them here if they want to come back in this ballgame. But this defense has played well. The only points of this game, like we saw, was that fumble that went right into the hands of Nicholas Holt, and he ran it 60 yards for a touchdown. So the defense has been there. They haven't allowed the Mustangs to really get anything going. Besides those first couple drives, as Holt looks to hands off, 1st and 10. They give us to Straw. He's going to be run into out there as Ryan Solomon comes up to make the stop. Caleb Whitman helping out on the play as well, as he's going to be a pickup of 3 yards there. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7 here for Independence.
Yeah, and you hope that maybe this defense, we've seen them get better and better all throughout the year, Jamie. They've just, they pitched 2 shutouts this year. Held two other opponents under 14 points or less. So, who's to say that we can't get a big play on our defensive side, just like Independence did. So, hopefully this Hawk defense can come up big tonight.
And the Hawks have forced 13 turnovers on the season as well, as they give us to Straw on 2nd down and 7. He's going to be wrapped up out there. As Ryan Solomon in again on that stop after a gain of 2 or 3 there, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Mustangs as they have it at their own 47-yard line.
And one thing that the Hawks did in the first half, Jamie, that I thought was really good was they got Holt, and when they were getting to Holt, they were flushing him out, and it didn't look like he was as comfortable throwing the ball on the run as he is when he sat back in the pocket and was comfortable. So hopefully one of our edge guys here, one of our ends, can get around and force him out and maybe come up with a big play here.
3rd and 5. Holt, quick pass out to the left side. Got a man out there as he overshot his intended receiver. I think Bootsloff, if he gets that other hand up there, might have had the catch, but he tried that one-hand catch over the shoulder, and it'll bring up 4th down and 4 for Independence here. 8:12 left to go in the third quarter, and the Mustangs leading 7-0. Again, West Delaware, we mentioned this the last few weeks. It's coming right up. Next week, West Delaware is celebrating 100 years of football at West Delaware. They're inviting all former players, coaches, and cheerleaders to come be a part of the celebration. We'll get right back to that as this punt is away by Holt. It's going to be taken by Curley. Excuse me, that is not Curley on the recover. It's back at the 10-yard line. As it is Max on the recovery there, and he's slow to get up again, as we've seen him take a couple big hits here tonight. But West Delaware, that 100-year celebration next week, as, again, former players, coaches, cheerleaders come be a part of it, as they will introduce everybody that comes to at the halftime of the varsity contest against Decorah. Again, that's next Friday, the 24th. They'll be lining people up by decade. They'd love to have you there, as it's going to be a great event celebrating 100 years of West Delaware football, as Ridenauer is going to take this snap on 1st and 10. He's waiting for some blocks. Now he's going to cut out to the outside, bring it up, going to be dropped in the backfield as we had it on the 13, and now Ridenauer again slow to get up as he needs help from some other Hawks, as he's going to be dropped for a 2-yard loss there. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 12, 7:30 left to go in this third quarter. As Ridenauer is going to come set pistol formation, 2nd down and 12. Again, Independence leading 7-0 here. As Ridenauer hands off to Bishop, off to the left side. He's got some room. He's going to be tripped up at about the 16-yard line, so a nice gain there. Gets some back there by Austin Bishop. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7 here for the Hawks with 7:04 left to go in this third quarter. So the Hawks, again, got to keep doing what they're doing. They've got, Bill mentioned, they lost about 3,000 yards of offense with Russell last week and Lammers tonight, as they got to try to make up for that. As Bishop's going to get the carry here, he's going to try to get to that sideline, but nothing doing out there. It's going to bring up 4th down and 6 here for the Hawks as Bishop picks up 1. 4th down and 6. They have it at the 17-yard line. As Ridenauer will back up to punt once again. Deep to receive for the Mustangs is Chase Straw. He stands at his own 45-yard line. Or excuse me, the West Delaware 45-yard line. As Ridenauer gets this punt away. Another high punt as it's going to bounce at the 42 of West Delaware and go out of bounds. Or, excuse me, take a nice Hawk bounce. Did not go out of bounds as it's going to be down by the Hawks at the Mustang 44-yard line, and that's where they will take over 1st and 10.
And you feel like, Jamie, after these first, each team has had 2. This will be Independence's second possession, and West Delaware's had 2. You just feel like they're trying to feel each other out here a little bit and you know, trying to play that field position game a little bit. So, again, it's going to be on the shoulders of the defense and that offensive line to really step up here and make a play and hopefully create something for this West Delaware football team.
So I formation here for the Mustangs. Holt under center. He's going to give to Straw up the middle. He's going to pick up 3 or 4 on that play before he's brought down out there. As a nice job there by that Hawk defensive line, as Kyle McGrain's going to come up and make the stop after a gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6 here for the Mustangs. They have it at their own 48-yard line, with 5:45 remaining in this third quarter, and the Mustangs up 7-0. Again, the only points in this game came off of a turnover. An opportunistic play there by Nicholas Holt. Returned at 60 yards for a touchdown. They're going to give to Straw again up the middle. He's going to pick up another 3 or 4 yards there before he's brought down. Colin Weber making the stop. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 2 yards for the Mustangs as they cross into West Delaware territory at the Hawk 47. Try to get another update here. As final score tonight, Lisbon defeats Edco 46-14. 3rd down and 1 for Independence as they stack the box here. The give is to, that's going to be Jewell, and I believe the Hawks are on it as they're still fighting for it down there. As I saw Bennett Cole dive in there, and it is going to be West Delaware football, as it was Bennett Cole who comes up with the ball, and the Hawks will take over 1st and 10 as they have it at their own 45-yard line. As the give was to Jake Jewell, the ball popped out, and Bennett Cole comes in and picks up the football. And the Hawks get another turnover here tonight and take over 1st and 10.
Big play here, Jane, because you could kind of feel, you know, if Independence gets that 1st down, you can kind of feel them starting to kind of roll downhill a little bit. So big play by that defense. Hopefully that kind of puts a little life into that Hawk offensive line and get a push here.
So first and 10 West
Excited,
Delaware.
Jamie. I'm excited.
Ridenauer, shotgun formation. He's going to take the snap, a high snap. He's going to keep it himself. Nothing happening is that he's just no protection. There's nowhere to go for Max Ridenauer as he's trying to keep it on that quarterback draw, and there's just nothing there. As now Ryan Solomon's slow to get up as he's limping, as he's going to go to the sideline here for the Hawks as Drew Cole's going to check in. So injury-ridden game so far here for the Hawks as we've already lost 2 big playmakers on offense. Now you're going to lose one of your captains in Ryan Solomon as the starting center and linebacker for the Hawks as he's going to go to the sideline as it looked like possibly an ankle injury for him. So second down and 10, no gain on that play. Again, Drew Cole checks in at center for West Delaware. Ridenauer going to throw on second and 10, throws downfield, got a man open. It's going to be Bishop as he's going to pick up close to the first down. Excuse me, that's Owen Ward on the reception there for the Hawks as he's going to be close to a first down. He's going to be about a yard short as they cross into Independence territory down to the Mustang 46-yard line. So it'll bring up third down and Owen Ward on the reception for the Hawks.
But a much more manageable third down here, Jamie. Now you got third and 1 here, and you'd hope that a good push will get a yard or 2 here. But this could be a big confidence builder here, getting this first down.
So Ridenauer comes set as a legal procedure. Saw that coming as it happened, and the Hawks get busted. It's going to bring up third down and 6, illegal procedure. As someone moved early, and it'll be against the Hawks. Back them up 5 yards, third down and 6 here with 3:49 left to go in this third quarter. And West Delaware trailing the Mustangs 7-0.
When you have those 3,000 or 3,500 yards on the field, Jamie, you can kind of have a little cushion here with some of these penalties. But when you lose a couple of your playmakers, it's imperative that you play as clean a game as possible. And the Hawks kind of have gotten bit here a couple times with the penalty bug.
So Ridenauer will throw now on third down. He's got a man out there on the sideline, and that's going to be Kelly. And that's going to be incomplete. I'm not sure if he held on or he was just out of bounds, but it's going to fall incomplete, and it'll bring up fourth down and 6 for the Hawks as they have it at their own 49-yard line. 3:30 left to go in this third quarter. As Ridenauer, see if he punts this one away. As he's still standing there, he's going to back up and get set to punt this one away as Chase Straw will go back now to receive this punt. Ridenauer's punt is a good one. It's going to bounce at the 15-yard line. It's going to take a nice hawk bounce inside the 10 to the 9, picked up by Owen Ward, and the Mustangs will take over first and 10 from their own 9-yard line. So as Hawk defense has played well, need to get that offense clicking a little bit here in this third quarter. As the Hawks very fortunate, that they're only down 7-0, but that's that defense again, keeping them right into this ball game.
Absolutely, and big fumble recovery there. If nothing else, Jamie, it kind of flipped the field around. The Independence was putting pressure on that defense, starting to drive into West Delaware territory. Fumble happens, West Delaware gets the ball, and now the Hawks hopefully can pin Independence back a little bit.
They give us to Jewell as he's going to carry it up to about the 15-yard line, a gain of 5 there before he's brought down out there by Adam Newhouse. Is going to make the stop for West Delaware as it'll bring up second down and 5 at their own 15-yard line for Independence. And now we're going to get an official's timeout as had a Mustang tying his shoe out there. As coming to the sideline for Independence is going to be Spencer Pink. As the Mustangs will come set here, I formation behind Holt, and they're going to give to Chase Straw, and he's going to fight forward for 2 or 3 on that play before he's brought down out there. Nice stop there by Alex Reitz as he comes up and makes a stop for the Hawks. It'll bring up third down and a long 3 yards here for the Mustangs. As again, we saw the Hawks in the situation one drive ago for the Mustangs. They got a third down, and the Mustangs put it on the ground, and they were able to recover it. So now would be a good time for this Hawk defense to make a big stand.
Yep.
Of course, we don't see Ryan Solomon into the game here for the Hawks as he went out on that last offensive series. So, again, without one of your starters on defense, third down and 3. The give is up the middle. This is Jewell. He's got some room. He's going to pick up enough for the first down all the way up to the 29-yard line, a gain of 11 on third down and 3. will bring up 1st and 10 for the Mustangs with 2:05 left to go in this third quarter.
It's a big first down, Jamie, for Independence. You know, kind of, you know, they don't get that first down, and then you're punting, and, you know, you're punting probably, you know, West Delaware is going to get the ball probably no worse than their own 40, so it's a big play there by the Independence Mustangs.
So now Holt comes set, two backs in the backfield. They give us to Jewell, and he's going to be wrapped up as coming up to make that stop. A nice play there by Drew Cole, 66, as he's going to be, see where they spot that. It's no gain on the play. It's about exactly right where it was, right between that 29 and 30-yard line for Independence. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. A nice play there by Drew Cole, just busted through that offensive line for the Mustangs and made the stop, bringing up 2nd and 10. 1:25 left to go in this third quarter. Holt rolls out to his left. He looks to throw, looking down the middle, got a man wide open, as it's going to be short of the first down as Maloney's going to make the stop on Nicholas Steger. A nice gain there for the Mustangs, as it's going to be a gain of 7 there. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3. The Mustangs have it at their own 37-yard line. Again, a nice route there by Nicholas Steger. He came from the far side of the field, just came across the middle of the field, nobody around him, and he picks up 7, and it'll be 3rd and 3. They're going to give it up the middle. That's going to be, I believe that was Jewell on the carry, and he's going to be brought down short of the first down. A nice stop there by that Hawk defense. A gain of 1 will bring up 4th down and 2 here for Independence. 35 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
Looks like they're bringing in the punt unit too. So, yeah, like you said, Jamie, big play there by that defense. Probably going to have to start the fourth quarter here. They will have the wind at their back, so that'll be nice. The Hawks will have the wind at their back, I should say. So, should be a good way to start the fourth quarter, and hopefully they can put something together here.
Owen Ward deep to receive this punt for the Hawks. It's going to bounce at the West Delaware 30. Get away from it. It's going to go out of bounds at about the 16-yard line with 6.9 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Again, the Mustangs lead at 7-0. If you're just joining us, some big injuries tonight for the Hawks is early in the game, Brent Lammers went down with a high ankle sprain, about, like Bill said, the top of his foot, as he's walking pretty slow over there on the far side of the field. As he had his pads off, but I spoke too soon, as he's over there on the sideline moving back and forth. So they're going to try to get him back in the game. Bill said it. He wants back in this ball game tonight, as the Hawks will take over 1st and 10. As he looked pretty good over there doing that. I'm sure he's fighting it a little bit. He's not showing that it hurts. But and then we saw Dallin Putz go out on a punt return that ended up getting called back anyway. So, and then Ryan Solomon has left the game for the Hawks here, but he has re-entered in the game, as they're going to get a delay of game penalty against the Hawks. As Solomon back into the game now for West Delaware. See Lammers on the far sideline warming up, throwing the ball around a little bit. So good to see him back on his feet, as we'll see if the Hawks can get him back into the game. You know, I'm sure he was sitting over there telling him, I'm fine. Mm-hmm. That's the competitor in him, and he wants to get back in there and try to bring these Hawks back into this game, as it's going to be 1st down and 15 here for the Hawks, as Ridenauer comes set. The fake to Bishop. Now Ridenauer gets out to the outside. He's going to bring it up to about the 15-yard line. It's where he's going to be brought down, and that's how our third quarter will come to an end. The Hawks trail the Mustangs 7-0, as we will bring you back for the fourth quarter right after this. You're listening to West Delaware Football on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Back into Independence, along with in-studio producer Janelle Tucker, Jamie Vaskey, Aaron Plain, and Bill Logan back with you here. Also back with you is Brent Lammers, as he checks into the game here on 2nd down and 12, and he's going to pass on 2nd and 12. He's going down the field. He's got Owen Ward wide open, and he can't catch it. Just out of the reach of Ward. He had his fingertips on it at the 40 of Independence. That pass falls incomplete, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 12. So Lammers checks back into the game, throws a bomb on his first play back, falls incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 12.
And Jamie, if for nothing else, that is going to stretch that defense. You could see the defense for Independence kind of starting to crouch up a little bit. They knew there wasn't a lot of passing threat there, but that kind of hopefully will give a little breathing room there, and hopefully the running game can kind of come alive now for West Delaware.
So 3rd down and 12 upcoming for the Hawks, as Lammers will go in shotgun formation. Next to him is Bishop. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side of the field. Lammers will throw on 3rd and 12. He's under pressure, and he's going to go down back at the 1-yard line as Jake Jewell is going to sack Brent Lammers back at the 1-yard line. Again, nobody got open. He had little time to throw it, and it's going to be dropped for a loss. It'll be 4th down and from Jessup away here for the Hawks.
Yeah, and you could just kind of tell the lateral movement there. He saw Jewell coming, and he really didn't know if he should go right or left, and Jewell just kind of dove at him. So unfortunate there, but
as the Mustangs will take a timeout, we'll do the same. We'll come right back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Welcome back in. 4th and 22 for West Delaware as they trail the Mustangs 7-0 here. 11:19 left to go in this ball game. Again, we have some final scores for you. As mentioned, Edco losing tonight 46-14 against Lisbon. End of the 3rd quarter, Maquoketa Valley was leading 56-6. As we'll get back to those scores here in just a little bit as Ridenauer looks to punt it away here for the Hawks. His punt is away. It's going to be taken by Chase Straw at his own 44-yard line. A nice punt by Ridenauer, but an even better return so far by Chase Straw as he's going to be brought down at his own at the West Delaware 21-yard line as Colin Weber dropped him there. But a big return for Straw, and the Mustangs will take over 1st and 10 at the West Delaware 21-yard line. So the Mustangs with great field position here to start this drive, their first drive of this 4th quarter. Here with 11:07 left to go and a 7-0 Independence lead. As now Nicholas Holt comes set, shotgun formation. Next to him is Chase Straw. As Holt will run it left, a quarterback draw here as he's going to run it up to the middle. He's going to get to the 20-yard line. Has nowhere to go for Nick Holt. As coming up and making the stop there was Drew Cole and Caleb Whitman. As halftime score, Union and Anamosa tied at 14. So the Blue Raiders coming back right before half and tying that thing up. It's a gain of 1 here for Holt. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Charles City again, 2nd quarter, leading Decorah 20-0. As Holt comes set under center, 2 backs behind him, it's Jewell and Straw. As the handoff is to Straw, and he's got some room. He's got it at the inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line. And that'll be real close to Independence 1st down at the 12. As it'll bring up 3rd down here for the Mustangs. 3rd down and 1. 10:03 left to go in this ball game, and the Mustangs leading the Hawks here 7-0. So this defense has to play tough again. I guess Ryan Solomon back in on defense for the Hawks as the Mustangs hurry to the line. As the give is up the middle, this is Jewell, and I'm not sure second effort he might have got it as the Hawk defense busted through there, but a nice second effort by Jake Jewell is going to pick up the Mustang 1st down here. 9:43 left to go in this ball game. As a 2nd quarter score, we mentioned Maquoketa trailing Central DeWitt 41-14, the score in that one. As we get back to action here between the Hawks and the Mustangs, Independence leading 7-0. 1st down and goal here for Independence as it's right at the 10-yard line. Well, they have the chains up. Now they're going to take them back. I'm not sure the Mustangs may be able to get another 1st down out of this. They're going to give it to Straw up the middle. Short gain there as Ryan Solomon hit him initially, but then he's going to be finished off there by Drew Cole. Drew Cole having another nice game here for West Delaware, as he's had quite a few of those so far this season, as he's 25.5 total tackles on the season. Bennett Cole leads the Hawks with 53.5. A good season by the Hawk junior Bennett Cole from that linebacker position. As 9 minutes remain in this ball game, it's 2nd down and goal here, or 2nd down and 8 here for the Mustangs from the 8-yard line as Holt comes set. He fumbles the ball. The ball's kicked, and Jewell is going to pick it up back at the Mustang 11 or 12-yard line. So the Mustangs avoid disaster there inside the red zone. and it'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for Independence from their own 10-yard, or from the West Delaware 10-yard line, excuse me. 8:30 left to go in this contest. So see what this Hawk defense can do here. If you have to force Independence to try a field goal here, this is where they were. This is about actually 7 yards shorter than where they were last week when they kicked the game-winning field goal against Charles City. The give is up the middle, as this is going to be Jewell, and he's going to be brought down out there. Colin Weber, Ryan Solomon combined on the stop for the Hawks, and it looks like they're going to send the field goal unit out as they have it 4th and 8 from the West Delaware 8, as Mark Thompson will come on to kick the extra point for Independence. He's 3 for 6 on the season, and his long is 27, as he's on to attempt this one out of the hold of Nicholas Holt. A high snap, and this kick is up, and I believe it's good. Yes, it is. Independence leads 10-0 here. 7:40 left to go in the 4th quarter. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back in Delisle Lineball Field here in Independence, Iowa. The Mustangs leading the Hawks 10-0. 4th quarter, 7:40 left to go. Jamie Vasquier and Pleen and Bill Logan back along with you. Keeping us up and going tonight is Janelle Tucker back in the studios of Mix 94.7 KMCH down on East Main Street in Manchester. The Mustangs, a defensive touchdown, a big punt return by Chase Straw and a field goal, have them up 10-0 here, and here's the kick by Thompson, as it's going to be taken by Max Ridenauer at his own 10-yard line. You got to pick it up, and he finally does, and he's going to try to get to the outside. He's got it at the 15. He's still moving upfield at the 25. There is a penalty marker on the field. It looks like the Mustangs are pointing backwards.
Yeah, it looks like they got a block in the back there.
As I think they're going backwards. Yes, they are. That is going to be against the Hawks, so their starting field position not good once again here to start this drive, as Brent Lammers looks to be coming back into the game for the Hawks, as they are going to mark this penalty off. As it started at the 15-yard line, they're going to back it up all the way to the 8-yard line, and that's where the Hawks will take over 1st and 10.
And that, Jamie, that last scoring drive by Independence, it was a short one. It was only 12 yards, but when you get the ball in the 21 of West Delaware, Mark Thompson with the 26-yard field goal puts Independence up now 10-0. Late here in this second half, 7:30 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Lammers will come set on 1st and 10. They have it at their own 8-yard line. The give here is to Bishop. He's going to fight forward. He's going to push through. He's going to pick up a good gain there out to about the 14-yard line. That'll be about a gain of 6 there for Austin Bishop and bring up 2nd down. They're going to give him, see where they spot this ball. As it's going to be a gain of 5. They've got it marked at the 13-yard line. So 7:08 left to go in this ball game. Lammers comes set, shotgun formation again. They give us to Bishop. He's going to fight forward. He's got some room. Going to be a 1st down. Still pushing forward all the way up to the Mustang 25-yard line. A gain of 11 there by Austin Bishop on 2nd down and 5, and that's going to move the chains for the Hawks. It'll be 1st and 10 West Delaware.
And to me, that's some of this is the Brent Lammers effect. It's the fact that he can sit back there and at any given time he can throw the ball 40 yards downfield. And the defense, you can see they don't have 9 guys in the box anymore. They're playing a little bit more traditional. So hopefully the Hawks can move the ball a little bit better.
Lammers will throw on 1st and 10. He hits Ridenauer down the far sideline, and he's going to get out of bounds across. See where they spot this is they're going to say he was out of bounds short of the 1st down marker up to the 34-yard line. So a gain of 9 yards there for the Hawks. It'll bring up 2nd down and 1 here for the Hawks. Lammers, shotgun formation. They give us to Bishop. He's going to fight forward into a pile of Mustangs, and we'll see where they mark his forward progress. Our official on the far side of the field looks like a good spot for the Hawks. Should be a 1st down if they go by that one, as he's going to be brought down out there by Chase Straw, and it is going to be a West Delaware 1st down. So another 1st down for the Hawks here as they continue to move the ball. 6:34 left to go in this ball game. Hawks really got to get a quick score here as Lammers will hand off to Bishop once again. He's going to try to get to the outside, and he's going to be wrapped up as Jake Jewell comes up to make the stop for the Mustangs. And that's going to be a loss on that play, a loss of 3 on that running play by the Hawks. We'll bring up second down, and they're going to give them a loss of 2. It'll be second down and 12, 6:08 left to go in this contest. Again, Independence leading West Delaware 10-0. Lammers shotgun formation, 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. They send Bishop in motion. They fake the handoff to Bishop. Lammers looks to throw, throws downfield, looking for the receiver down there. Is that going to be caught?
Got it.
Yes, it is.
Oh, they said.
Oh, they're going to say it was down as he's looking for Ridenauer. They're still fighting for the ball, but they're going to say it was incomplete.
Ooh.
They're going to call an incomplete pass, and that coaching staff on the West Delaware sideline is not happy. Coach Winkowicz is out there. Coach Imsland not happy. That West Delaware coaching staff, Ken Bosenberg down on that sideline also. There must have been a catch from where they're looking at it, but it's going to be third down and 13 upcoming for West Delaware. Let's see what the Hawks come out and do here. If they're going to call a play here, but that coaching staff not happy, as it looks like from where they were sitting, it must have been a catch. It's going to be 3rd and 13, 5:50 left to go in this ball game. Lammers looks to pass. He throws downfield. He's going to be incomplete. As he was looking for Nagel across the middle, it bounced off of his hands and just about caught out there by the defensive back, Mason Scott, but it's going to fall incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 12 here for the Hawks. And the Hawks will have to go for it here. You're down 10 points, 5:44 left to go, and Coach Winkowicz wants a timeout, and we'll take one as well. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Welcome back in to Independence. The Hawks trailing 10-0 here against the Mustangs. 5:44 left to go in this ball game, and Lammers comes set on 4th down and 13. He's going to pass. The pass is out there. Oh, Nagel didn't turn around. He wasn't expecting it. Lammers threw it. Nagel wasn't ready, and that's going to fall incomplete. It'll be 1st and 10 Mustangs as they take over at the West Delaware 34-yard line.
And John was open. He didn't turn quick enough. Brent had to dump. He had to get rid of it, and unfortunately, like I said, John didn't turn, and ball flew out of bounds. So 5:39 to go here in the 4th quarter, Jamie. I don't know, man. We're going to need something. We're going to need a big play from this defense, Independence got a big one on their end, so still a lot of time left, still 5.5 minutes to go, but the Hawks are going to have to get moving here if they're going to want to get in this.
Nicholas Holt hands off to Chase Straw up the middle. He's going to be wrapped up. As coming up to make the stop for the Hawks with some authority is going to be Colin Weber, as Straw is going to pick up 4 on that play to bring up 2nd down and 6 for the Mustangs. With 5:20 left to go in this 4th quarter and a 10-0 Independence lead. As the Mustangs probably going to see a lot of running here for Independence, as they're going to try to kill as much of this clock as they can. As it's 2nd down and 6, 5 minutes remain, they're going to come set I formation. Behind Nicholas Holt, the quarterback, is Jake Jewell and Chase Straw. The give is to Straw, and he's wrapped up immediately. Bomber, McGrain, and Bennett Cole. Those 6s and 8s look a lot alike tonight for some reason, but those 3 combine on the stop after might have been a loss on that play to bring up 3rd down and 7, a loss of 1. 4:35 left to go in this ball game, and Independence leading 10-0.
Yeah, great job there by Bomber, just coming in there and stuffing that. And he's played a pretty good game tonight. We've called his name a couple times, and big play here for the West Delaware Hawks. 3rd and 8 for Independence, and
they're going to give on the reverse to Straw, hands off to Bootsloff, and he's going to be wrapped up. As coming up to make that stop was Colin Weber, as I don't think they blew the whistles. Independence fans want a penalty as Weber loses his helmet. He's going to have to go to the sideline, but it's going to be 4th down and 7 here for the Mustangs, and they're going to say the Hawks are going to take a timeout here. West Delaware takes a timeout. Coach Coates is going to come onto the field and talk to his defense. And with that timeout, we'll do the same. We'll come right back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Welcome back in to Independence Jamie Vaskey, Aaron Pleen, and Bill Logan back with you here. The Mustangs of Independence leading West Delaware 10-0 right now. 4 minutes, 6 seconds left to go in this ball game. 4th and 8 for Independence. They have it at the West Delaware 31-yard line. 31-yard line. It looks like the Mustangs are backing up to punt. As trying to pin the Hawks deep here, as the Hawks running out of time, as they have 1 timeout remaining, as Nicholas Holt's punt is going to take an Independence bounce and be down. Owen Ward's going to come up and try to pick this thing up, and he's going to be hit immediately at about the 5-yard line. And which, that was the thing where Owen Ward thought he'd get creative, and you almost have to at this point. The Mustangs were all sitting down there watching it come to a rest, and Ward comes over and tries to jump on it, and the Hawks will take over 1st and 10 at their own 4-yard line is where it's going to be marked down. So the Hawks have to, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it quick. I'm not sure you're going to see any running here by the Hawks, as they're going to have to pass. They're going to have to pass effective and do it in a short amount of time as they trail 10-0 here with 3:55 left to go. Trips receivers to the left for Lammers, 1 split out to the right. Standing next to Brent in the shotgun formation is Austin Bishop. Lammers will throw on 1st down. He's got to get rid of it. There's a holding penalty on the field, and it's going to be caught by Kelly, Ryan Kelly, down at up to the West Delaware 34-yard line. But again, a penalty marker down on the field. As we have a penalty marker down, it's going to be holding against the Hawks. Half the distance.
Might have been in the end zone, too. I don't know.
If it's in the end zone, it'd be a safety. It's not what the Hawks need here. I'm not sure the officials, I don't know if they're looking for the ball. It must not have been in the end zone, so Coach Cruzy going to try to plead his case over there, but to no avail. As it's going to be it's going to be 1st down for the Hawks. First and 12 here, as they're going to put it down at the 2-yard line. 1st down and 12, 3:48 remaining in this 4th quarter, and Independence leading the Hawks 10-0. Lammers looks to throw on 1st and 12. He's got a lot of time. Good protection. He was looking for Curley downfield. He's got it. Nice catch, Trent Curley, down to the 48-yard line. That's Ridenauer. Ridenauer on the catch, number 16, as that's Ridenauer, as it's at the 48-yard line of West Delaware. And it'll be 1st and 10, 3:35 left to go in this 4th quarter. A nice catch by Max Ridenauer. He was covered. He went up and got that ball and came down with it.
Those big receivers for West Delaware,
Hawks got to figure it out here as they've got men in motion. They got to get set as Lammers comes set. 1st down and 10. He's going to throw 5 wide as now he's under pressure. He tries to avoid. He's running away. He's trying to get him to go downfield. He's got a man open down the sideline, and that's going to be caught by Ryan Kelly, and that's going to be good for a West Delaware 1st down to the Independence 35-yard line. 3:15 remaining in this 4th quarter.
And that's the dynamic that Brent brings. He's able to roll out, and he's able to buy himself some time, wait for a guy to get open.
Direct traffic.
Exactly. Yeah, direct traffic, everything you could want. And that's what's been missing here in the first 3.5 quarters. So Hawks are kind of in business here now. Hopefully they can finish this thing off because time is of the essence.
He's looking down at Kelly, pointing to him, go down the field, and now the Hawks, I believe the Mustangs are going to take their 2nd time out of the quarter. And with that, we will do the same. We'll come right back for the exciting last 3 minutes and 15 seconds of this ball game. Right after this, you're listening to West Delaware Football on KMCH. Back here in Independence, the Hawks have it 1st and 10 at the Independence 35-yard line. Lammers looks to throw, gets it away in time. He overshoots the intended receiver. Penalty marker down as the pass was intended for Max Ridenauer. Chase Straw was on the coverage. The penalty marker is down on that far sideline. As we'll see what it is. It's going to be pass interference against the defense, so a penalty against the Mustangs is going to move the Hawks forward and a 1st down for West Delaware. We'll see where they mark this one down at. But the Hawks 3 minutes, 10 seconds left to go in this ball game, and they trail 10-0.
Well, Jamie, they got the ball with 3:55 to go. So you talk about a 2-minute offense. If the Hawks can put something in here quick, like they might be, we know we've seen it. We've seen they're a quick strike offense that we know that can happen, but it's going to be they really need to do it right now.
Lammers comes set, shotgun formation. They have it at the 20-yard line of Independence. 1st and 10. He's going to throw. Throws downfield. He's got a man open, but underthrown as it was intended for Trent Curley out there. As on the coverage out there for the Mustangs was Luke House, the junior linebacker. Falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10. 3:05 left to go in this ball game. So we come back set, shotgun formation for Lammers. Two receivers to his left, one to his right. He looks to throw it on 2nd down. He's got a man wide open. This is Owen Ward. He's got it inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line. So the Hawks will have it 1st and goal. A nice catch there, catch and run by Owen Ward, and it puts the Hawks 1st and goal at the Mustang 3-yard line.
Oh, just a beautiful job there by Owen of catching it first and foremost, turning it upfield, and then getting out of bounds, stopping the clock. Hawks with a lot of time here, but you're going to want to score here in the next play or two.
2:58 left to go in this 4th quarter. The Hawks looking to punch it in.
A healthy Lammers, you think maybe a quarterback sneak here, but I don't know if you want to risk that with the ankle that he has. Oh.
And I believe the Mustangs are going to call their 3rd and final timeout of this game. As again, don't forget, stay tuned to KMCH after our game here with our area online and playback game of the week. Haven't got a score update from that game. 20-0, Beckman leading New Hampton in that ball game. So a good game there with Kevin Shookman and Dan McClain with the call on that one. We'll get you right to that after our game here tonight. And then, of course, you can hear more of Kevin Shookman as tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. he's got the Coach's Corner as John Swisher will catch up with the West Delaware volleyball coach Brett Mather, cross-country coaches Dale Meyer and Ben Mosier, and Kevin Shookman, or Bill Logan will catch up with Doug Winkowich, and then Kevin Shookman will talk with all of the rest of our area coaches tomorrow morning at 9 on the Coach's Corner. Followed that with not West Delaware football, Iowa football, with joining that pregame in progress, and then that game starting at 11 o'clock with the Hawkeyes and the Terrapins from College Park, Maryland. The Hawks will have it 1st and goal. They've got it. They're going to call it. They've got it marked at the 4-yard line. Lammers comes set, shotgun formation, and the give is to Bishop. He puts it on the ground. Lammers picks it up and falls forward, and he's still. They're going to say he was down. They're going to call Brent down as Bishop put that ball on the ground. Lammers, luckily for the Hawks, picked that ball up. Clock's going to continue to run here. You got to get on the ball if you're the Hawks. No timeouts for either team. So if you're the Hawks, you got to hurry up. As the Hawks will come set, 2nd down and goal from the 3. Lammers picked up a yard. He looks to pass. He's under pressure. Now he's got to throw it. And he's going to step up, try to run for it, and he's going to push forward. He's down. That ball was on the ground. The Hawks were diving for it. He's down to the 1-yard line. Again, you've got to get up and run a play here if you're West Delaware, as they've got it to the 1-yard line. They got to get set. The Hawks going to try to sneak it in here with Lammers, and he's going to be stuffed. Nice. Well, maybe not. The Hawks are signaling touchdown. The Mustangs are signaling 4th down. A nice 3rd down goal. 3rd and 1 play there for the Mustangs on that defensive side. The Hawks will hurry to the line again. Lammers going to take the snap. He runs to the left. I'm not sure. Oh, they did not get in. They're going to say the Mustangs stopped him again. The Mustangs stopped him again on 3rd and goal from the 1 and 4th and goal from the 1. And the Hawks will turn it over on downs here with 1:50 left to go in this 4th quarter. So that last effort there by the Hawks, that's what you had to do. You had to get it in the end zone. They were unable to do so, and the Mustangs will take over 1st and goal from the 1.5 yard line. So we'll see what this Hawk defense can do. You know, you sit, get yourself in hopefully an opportunity as the Mustangs will run it, and Holt is going to bring it out to about the 2 or 3 yard line. And the Hawks did have a timeout left. I said neither team with a timeout, but the Hawks do have one timeout left. And they're going to use it right there, and we'll take this opportunity to do the same and get you back right after this. The Mustangs lead at 10-0, 1:42 left to go, 4th quarter. You're listening to West Delaware football from Mix 94.7 KMCH. Welcome back into Independence, and the Hawks jump off sides As out of the timeout, Holt goes to the hard count, and he gets the Hawks to jump off sides. And they had it 2nd down and 9 from the 2. It'll now be 2nd down and 4 from the 7-yard line. So now the Mustangs with breathing room with 1:42 left to go in this ball game, and Independence leading 10-0 here.
Just a tough sequence of events, Jamie. Those last 2 plays for the Hawks, they were trying to hurry a little bit and tried to sneak it in with Lammers, and Independence just kind of threw up a wall there on that 1-yard line. And, credit to them. They held up when they needed to.
Holt's going to keep it himself. He's going to run up the middle, try to keep her, and he's going to be dropped short of the line of scrimmage as he's brought down, met out there by Drew Cole. And Drew Cole getting up, holding his arm a little bit. $1:15 left to go in this 4th quarter. Again, the Mustangs leading it 10-0. As it's going to be 3rd down and 2 here for Independence. See if this Hawk defense can try to make a stop here on 3rd and 2, as Holt's going to give it up the middle. This is Straw. He's going to be wrapped up. A nice play there by Colin Weber. Colin Weber's going to come up and make the stop. It's going to be short of the 1st down. It'll be 4th down and 1. See what the Mustangs do here. 43 seconds left to go, so this clock ticking down here in this ball game. And see what the Mustangs decide to do here. They may take the penalty.
Yeah, I was going to say run it all the way down. Probably run it all the way down, and
because that penalty would back you up to your own 4-yard line. Still got room to punt it away, and that's going to be a delay of game. So the Mustangs are going to win it here tonight, and the Mustangs winning this game. This will be the first time they've won since 1998 against West Delaware. So the Mustangs, last time they beat West Delaware was in 1998 right here in Independence. The final score in that one, 23-21. Again, this is the 51st meeting between these two teams. West Delaware leads the series 50. It'll be 50-48 now with this win by the Mustangs, as Holt's going to punt this one away. Owen Ward is going to pick this one up, and the ball's on the ground. He's going to pick it up. He's going to be drugged down at the 39-yard line of Independence with 8 seconds left to go in this contest. Independence is going to pull the upset here tonight. 2 big wins in a row for them. 2 big wins in a row, as last week they hosted Charles City and got the win there 16-14. And they're going to win this game here tonight 10-0 against the Hawks, as the Hawks see what they do for their last couple plays here in this ball game. As they'll have one play, left in this contest as 8 seconds remain. As Lammers stands alone, 5 wide receivers for him. Somebody jumped off sides. It'll be a false start against the Hawks, as one of the receivers on the far side of the field jumped before the snap. So another penalty here against West Delaware. And it's just kind of been the way the Hawks' night has gone here, as they're going to lose their first game of the season, as they will move to 7-1, as it'll bring up 1st down and 15 for West Delaware. So our PA announcer just announcing to the crowd over here in Independence that 1998 was the last time the Mustangs beat the Hawks. And as you would expect, a big round of applause for that, as these Mustangs, I tell you what, they did what they needed to do here tonight. We said coming in, they were very opportunistic all season long on the defensive side of the ball, as they had forced 17 turnovers coming into it. Lammers avoids the tackle. Now he's got to get rid of it as there's pressure coming. He's going to fight one more time. Now he's just going to heave it in as far as he can, and that's going to be caught out there, incomplete. Mustangs might have even got an interception. They did, as it's going to be picked off out there by Bootsloff. And that's how our game is going to end here in Independence. The Mustangs defeat the Hawks tonight 10-0 in front of their home crowd. As that should about, well, we'll see how that plays out in this district. As Charles City, they were leading tonight at last check, so we'll see how this district plays out here next week for our final game of the regular season. We'll take a break, come back. We'll catch up with Bill Logan right after this. You are listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Welcome back into Independence one final time here tonight as the Independence Mustangs defeat the Hawks from West Delaware 10-0, the final score in this one tonight. And Bill, you knew it was that kind of night. Brent Lammers goes down really kind of without notice here in this game, as we kind of just all of a sudden Max Ridenauer was in the ball game, and then Dallin Putz returns a punt. You knew it was coming back. He continued to run it out and ends up hurting his leg and hurting his knee on the play, and you just knew from right about then it was going to be one of those nights. And the Mustangs, you got to give them some credit too. They came out here and we said it. They're very opportunistic on defense. They had a fumble go right into their hands. He ran it back for a touchdown, and then the punt return by Chase Straw to set up that field goal. You got to give them some credit here tonight.
Yeah, they did. They played a good enough game to win. They took advantage of the breaks. You look at these numbers I'm going to tell you, and they should have not won, type of stuff. But it was one of those games. The only touchdown was on a turnover to return the fumble 60 yards. You take that away, it's a great game. So there's a couple calls that could have went either way. It seemed like most of the calls tonight went the Mustangs' way. A long pass down here, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't a catch. We'll probably see that in the game film. But, hey, you give the Mustangs credit. They won. They earned their way into probably a playoff spot after tonight. So congratulations to them, and we'll see what they do down the road. But, defensively tonight for the Hawks, Independence Mustangs offense, 35 carries, 96 yards. 2 out of 9 passing with 1 pick for 15 yards. Independence mustered 111 yards, and they still won the game. So that's the kind of credit you got to give to them. For the Hawks offensively, didn't have it tonight. Their running backs out. The quarterback goes out the second series of plays. Still racked up almost 300 yards of offense, 112 rushing, 175 passing. So, but just, anytime they needed to come up with a play, penalties. Hawks had 10 penalties tonight, and it seemed like 8 of them at a really, really inopportune time. So, hats off to the Mustangs. They took advantage of what they needed to win the game tonight. And their district, they're done. They're 4-3, or 3-3 in the or 4-2, excuse me, in the district. Would have got in. Now they're maybe even get a third place in there. We'll see how everything shakes out here. But Hawks, all they got to do is win next week, and they still should be district champs. So, Hawks are going to have to sit here and rebound. Take account of this, what happened. It's a good learning lesson for them. And come back to Brownfield on senior night next week and just take care of business.
Of course, you mentioned senior night. Of course, that 100-year celebration, that'll be quite an event next week at Brownfield, Bill.
Well, I'd hope they'll bring an extra bunch of people out there, some former Hawks, and be able to walk out across the field and cheer this Hawk team on as hopefully they can get into the playoffs to secure that #1 seed and hopefully get healthy, and then see what happens down the road. Because when this team's healthy, as we've seen all year long, they're very, very high-powered, very, very potent. But as any team is, you take 3,000 yards out of your offense, and it brings you down pretty average or quick. But, man, hats off to the defense tonight, 111 yards of offense for the Mustangs. So, great defense here tonight by the Hawks, but unfortunately couldn't put any points on the board.
I tell you what, you look at those stats with Independence and Charles City last week, about the same thing. In Charles City had over 300. Independence, I'm not sure they broke 200 yards and still won that ball game. So they're very opportunistic, and that's what it takes sometimes to win these games, and they've done that the last 2 weeks. All right, Bill, we'll let Aaron go first. He was victorious last week. The Hawks and the Terrapins tomorrow in Maryland. I think it was 2.5 I've seen in favor of Maryland. I've seen 5, 6, 7, whatever it is. Aaron, what do you think is going to happen in College Park, Maryland tomorrow?
I think Hawks have played well on the road, and I think it's going to continue tomorrow. I think they come out. Maryland gets a late touchdown, but to no avail. I think Hawks win 31-28.
31-28. We got to write this down here. Maryland Aaron is going to take 31-28.
You got it.
Hawks. Bill gets to go last because he wants to try to box me in again. I'm going to go 24-20. 24-20 Hawks.
24-20.
Bill said
24-20.
You said you've had yours all most of the week.
24-20. I did. You know, yours is almost. I'm not going to box you in. I'm going to kind of almost squeeze you out to a point. I had 24-21 Hawks all week. Oh, I guess as long as they make an extra point, I'm in good shape.
24-21. You know
24-21. That's what I've had all week, and I'm going to stick with. I should have went 24-19.
Hey, you know what? That puts me at low. You couldn't box me in this week, buddy boy.
Well, whatever.
All right, I'll take a 7-0 win.
We're just trying to be fair.
I'll take a 10-7 win.
The one thing is we all picked them as underdogs, so go Hawks tomorrow.
All right, Bill. We'll see you next week, buddy boy.
Yep.
Nice job tonight.
Good job tonight, guys.
See you, Bill.
That's going to wrap it up for us. Aaron, any last thoughts before we take off here tonight?
Well, it's a downer for the Hawks. You know, it ruins their undefeated season. We all know that, but you know, maybe something like this is what they needed. You know, yeah, they were down a couple guys throughout most of the game, but maybe, you know, they look back at this. They'll look back at this when they're, you know, deep in their playoff run and think this was a good thing. And it's not right now, and it's going to hurt for a little while. But hopefully the Hawks can bounce back this week, have a good week of practice, and come back and get Decorah for the on senior night at Brownfield.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight. I just did it again. Like to thank the sponsors of West Delaware football on KMCH. And with Halloween season approaching and you need the candy for the trick-or-treaters, we encourage you to please shop locally. I'd like to thank Janelle Tucker for running the boards for us this evening. And most of all, thank you, the listeners. For my partners, Aaron Pleen and Bill Logan, this is Jamie Vasky saying good night from Lyle Linebaugh Field in Independence, Iowa. Once again, the final, the Independence Mustangs 10, the West Delaware Hawks, nothing. You've been listening to West Delaware Football on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH. Stay tuned for the area online and playback game of the week as Beckman Blazers travel to New Hampton to take on the Chickasaws. And with the call of that game, along with Dan McLean, here's Kevin Shookman.